What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? I'm the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Wardlow here.
Soda.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Welcome to my birthday! And welcome to the dive bar of the IWC. And for a brand new episode one again! Time for a drink with your drinking buddies right here on Wrestling on the Rocks, where every show is our first show and every day is my birthday of all days! Now here's your host, the coercive Miss Amanda Jane.
Well, thank you for that lovely, lovely introduction. Oh my gosh. So good to have you back, Marv. Love it. I am coercive. But I'm also the gift that keeps on giving today. So anyways, so joining us, because it hasn't been forever. It's been forever. Hi, Digi. I see you.
Ta-da.
What's up?
Yes. Did you know Marv was on strike?
I
He was
did.
under negotiations,
Yeah.
contract negotiations.
Marv Lives Matter. I'm in.
Yeah.
Brutal, man. Brutal. But
I mean,
good to have you.
he had a
There's
point.
so-
He had kind of proved a value that was
Yeah.
hard to replace.
True. He did. I think that's same with Bishop when he told me about CZW and Delaware. That provided value.
Yes.
Did it?
Yeah.
To Delaware.
I didn't know.
I
didn't
mean,
know.
did it really?
It provided a value to Delaware that wasn't otherwise there.
Oh.
Yeah, that too. So, yeah. I'm like, we'll keep you around for interesting Delaware tidbits. It's like he is our Cliff Clavin of Delaware. The Cliff Clavin of Delaware. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about,
Don't worry, nobody else does either.
exactly. You're either too
Pushing
young,
Cleveland.
I'm too old, or
It's
Jesus.
Delaware.
It's Delaware.
It's fucking Delaware.
Yes. So, anyways, So welcome everybody. Another episode 1. Lots of things going on. There was some good wrestling, some bad wrestling, and just stuff. So before we get into it all, I like to play our favorite game, What's in Your Glass? So, Digi, what's in your glass?
Orange drink.
Wait, what?
Orange drink, Fanta.
Orange drink. Adult beveragey orange drink or child orange drink?
Yeah.
He's got to stay focused tonight.
Oh,
He's got to have his
just-
bearings with him.
I mean,
No.
I got you two together in the same room, you know.
He's like, someone's got to babysit.
Right.
hey.
Mark's not here to play referee right now. So.
March is like,
That's right.
good, I don't have to babysit.
I was like, great, now I can really fuck off.
Can we guess the orange drink?
He said it was Fanta.
It's
Did he?
Fanta.
Oh,
Yeah, he said it out loud. If you listen
shit.
to him, Christ.
Oh, okay.
Bro, even producers, she don't listen to me.
Yeah. I didn't hear the Fanta. I was going to guess Fanta anyways because you look like a Fanta man. Or,
It's
I
just
don't-
what was there.
Is that because he's a
Oh.
juggalo?
That's Fago.
Ugh,
Whatever.
that's
To-
something
Totally
disgusting.
different.
I don't
Totally
know
different.
how people can drink that.
You know what's not bad? Fago root beer. Not going to lie.
The root beer is pretty decent. They have like a rocket pop one.
Mhm.
When Juggalo Championship Wrestling was coming through Albuquerque and I was going to be hanging out with Stackhouse,
Mhm.
I grabbed like 4 different Fagos just
Mm.
to have like some drinks in the house and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them were all right. A lot of sugar. Fucking
Oh, yeah.
sugary.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But my question for you is that show, you didn't get Officer Colt Cabana, did you?
You've asked that every time.
Oh, okay. Durr.
Yeah.
I get so
No,
jealous.
we got Willie Mack though. We did get Willie Mack, and that was cool.
Oh my god. Love
And it was the first time Willie Mack and Stackhouse were ever in the ring together. Not the first time they were on a show together, the first time they ever touched in ring. So
oh my
that's pretty
god.
cool.
That's fucking badass. Shout out to Willie
Good
Mack.
Mhm.
Shout out to him. Marsh, what are you drinking this evening?
I got a little juice and whiskey.
There you go. Juice. Orange. Apple.
No, it's like one of those sparkle waters, but also because I was already drinking it earlier, I put some blackberry iced tea on top.
Oh, okay.
So it's got kind of a weirdness going on. It's almost like Fabuloso, but you know,
Mm.
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right.
The desperation cocktail.
Well,
I ran
am-
out of zero sugar Tampico. What am I supposed to do?
hey,
No, but that's on
You
you,
know,
man.
yeah. There's certain things you always have to have in the house.
You have
Yeah.
a producer lady. She just needs to check up the green room.
Oh, she
Yeah.
keeps it pre-stocked most of the time, but last
But
time I was
everyone's-
just trying to top off. I wasn't trying to crack a whole new drink. It was the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Oof.
So speaking of cracking things open, we did not crack open any little Tito's today.
No Tito's.
No little Tito's today. Although I do have the very berry cherry lemonade, which is Chick-fil-A's. It's mixed as their Sunjoy, which is Arnold Palmer. So, but I haven't started that yet. But I just have regular Coke because you know what? That's what we do. That's how we roll. So, yay.
Waiting for the soju cast.
No, I got to go to Ranch 99. I keep saying that. I haven't been yet.
Yeah.
One day.
I mean, we're the boozies are coming up. We can't do it sober.
I kind of have to. Well,
You
true.
don't.
True. Okay. So let's get through some birthdays today because there's a couple of them besides Marv, because Marv is the man and no one cares about that.
Yay!
Exactly. So happy birthday to Daniel Garcia. And you know what? Honestly, like, he's younger than I thought he is. So he doesn't age very well. He's 27. I thought he was in his 30s.
Daniel Garcia?
Yeah.
So he just turned heel and joined Moxley.
I
Do
guess.
You think,
Yeah.
do you think that has something to do with them kind of like, do you think that Garcia is kind of trying to go backwards in his mind, thinking that whole thing about whether he should or shouldn't go with him and go with Jericho, but goes with Jericho? Do you think that everyone involved in hindsight's like, should have never done that? What if we just go back to Moxley now? Because it feels like an undo.
I think so, because
Like-
if Jericho's really like on the outs and leaving, if I don't know, speculation out there, then that makes sense to undo it.
Well, that
Ish.
and Tony Khan booking is
Yeah,
basically
that's true. That's
what-
true.
That's where I'm at, was regardless of whatever Jericho's doing, Tony Khan's always like, maybe I should have.
Yeah,
No.
maybe this is a great idea.
Well, who was it? Somebody I had read, I can't remember what dirt sheet it was, but someone had said they were talking about Tony Khan's booking and they said he needs help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to have help. He got rid of it.
Yeah, I know. So they don't understand. So
Yeah,
Because he also didn't listen to help when he had it. Go ahead, did you?
It's like you know you're in a fucked position when they compare your booking style to Kevin Nash.
What?
Yeah, Conan did a whole fucking thing because he was asked who was a better booker, and it pretty much came out to it's basically the same problem.
Kevin Nash never booked.
I don't know.
I mean, he was in charge of a lot of his own creative, but he never booked.
yeah, that doesn't mean that you're booked necessarily.
Yeah, but that does mean having creative control. He was booking his own shit.
True. So yeah. But happy birthday, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I'm one of the people who I mean, he's okay. He doesn't stand out to me. All these people love him. I'm like, I've always been like that, even when I saw him at West Coast Pro for a long time, because Lee Moriarty was more of the standout than Daniel Garcia, to be quite honest. If you love him, great. If you don't, like me, yeah, well, happy birthday, Jim Cornette. Yeah. You don't like my friends, so I don't like you. Anyways, Eva Marie. You guys remember her? All Read Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah. Happy birthday, girlfriend. She is 41.
she's
Yeah.
streaming now. I think.
Is she?
Yeah, she's streaming on Twitch now, I think.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Again, happy birthday to Gerald Briscoe. Turning 70.
Wait, I feel like that's the third time you said Gerald Briscoe in the past 6 months. Is he on your list a lot? Are you getting Briscoes mixed up?
I mean,
No,
there are like 20 of them.
there are 20 of them. So I know one of them was Jay and Mark. So I don't know.
But I feel like you've said Gerald a few times.
I don't know. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this list is bullshit and it's wrong. But they updated it because now Jeff Cobb is known as JC Mateo. I just noticed that.
So they're on it. All right.
Yeah, they're on.
All right.
This is the best one of them all. In my opinion. Let's say
Did I ever tell you about my first website as a kid?
No.
I called it Crazy Ernie's Insane Wrestling Emporium of all wrestling facts needed. And all I did was list birthdays.
Oh, wow.
That was it.
That's kind of
And
cool.
it wasn't even like hyper, like it wasn't like everybody I came across, just wrestlers I liked mostly. So it wasn't even like comprehensive.
So
It's-
what you're saying is Amanda stole your gimmick.
she did.
I did. Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
I also felt at the time like you could do it because it didn't have to be updated that often. People's birthdays don't change.
Well, no, people's birthdays don't change, but who cares about? I don't
Daniel
know.
Garcia?
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's like, oh, okay. So, but yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. So, speaking of Mox, Mrs. Mox is having her birthday.
The
Happy
talent
birthday,
one of
Baguette.
the family.
Huh?
The talent
Renee
one
Young
of the
Baguette.
family.
The
Yep.
talent of the family? Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Sure is. Sure is. Sure
sometimes
is.
I wonder about the production value of WWE and the way that they were able to highlight and hide because a lot of people have left to prove things that they have not proved.
Yeah. Vice versa, vice versa.
Yep.
One person who I don't think has to prove anything, and I think he's probably one of the only ones now, is Corey Graves.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so fucking good.
Yeah, and he's weathered that storm of, okay, you benched me. Okay, I'm going to make the most of it. And then now it's like you're on everything now.
Yeah, because they've started like the amount of times that Michael Cole has just straight fucked up the guys' names, the moves, what's happening, the story altogether, the amount of times it's been wasted TV of McAfee and Michael Cole tickling each other's gooch. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then when Cole thinks he's fucking dragging someone else along, the whole thing is so stupid.
Yeah.
Cole's constantly fucking up. Pat McAfee has become a character of himself. And then Corey Graves comes back in and goes, do you guys remember how to do this or not? Because I'm here to do this. And it's been so fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think that when
Michael Cole needs to go backstage, he shouldn't, like, he's past that point. If he's the head of the announcement teams, go backstage, get new talent up on that screen.
Yeah, I don't think he's adding anything on screen anymore. I think you're right. He's got to be in people's ears to be all like, hey, don't forget this little fucking spot or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And he also needs to take Booker T off the fucking mic. Once again, Homecoming, unbearable. Unfucking bearable. But anyways, we'll get into that. But yeah, so another person. So happy birthday to young whippersnapper Arn Anderson, celebrating his birthday.
Yeah.
Greg
the American, what is it? He's the American murder grandpa.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good call.
Yeah, that's a very good call.
I don't know who determined that, but that's a good call.
It would be me.
Okay, there you go. We need to make that.
That was a good call by you.
Yes, we need to make that happen. we need you to find Arn Anderson somewhere and say, you know who
Color
you
me
are.
surprised.
Yes. You are the American version of Murder Grandpa. And I will be surprised if he knows who Murder Grandpa is without having to explain it. I think you might like that. Just saying. I know I would if I heard that. Okay, here's one person that's controversial. Big middle finger to her, but some people still like her. The original Sexy Star.
Oh no, fuck her. No way.
Yeah, fuck her. Eva Lise, happy birthday.
Wait, the Sexy Star that we see now is a different Sexy Star?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize she got replaced. I thought she just came back.
No, she got
replaced. It's not loud. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you want to talk about canceled people, yeah.
What? Because I want to say a AAA Sexy Star was there, and I remember thinking like, oh shit, they let her back. I was like, she must have apologized to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was somebody else.
Hey, Rosemary's fucking medical bills.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna let her fucking back in, why can't you let Tessa back in? We all know this. She apologized to everybody. But anyways, it's my opinion, but you know, it's what it is. Eva Lise, she's one, she gets a bad rap. I think she's great. I've always liked her, but she's got an attitude. What do you expect? What do you expect? Fucking she dated fucking Mox forever when he was on the Indies for a long time. So anywho, happy birthday to another young gentleman, Ricky Morton. Love those. I love Ricky Morton.
His son is fucking good too.
His son is amazing. Oh my God, Kerry Morton. Oh shit! Talk about heel heat. If you guys have never seen him before, people, you need to watch him. There's a lot of footage of him everywhere. Damn.
Yeah.
Like at GCW.
Honestly,
yeah. Whew.
The best match that night of the Juggalos was Ricky versus his son in a 1-on-1, and it felt like an old Memphis spot show match with working the crowd. The crowd was built into a fucking frenzy over an arm drag. And I'm sitting there looking at like producer lady and the friend I brought, and I was like, they were just lit up because they're like, this is so exciting. And I was like, this is wrestling. It's connecting that way where you don't have to do a million things. Like it was so good. It was such a lesson.
Agreed. That kind of wrestling, we need more of that, because I think that people like forget that's a thing. It's just like like I still haven't seen it, Nigel and Zack Sabre Jr., because I'm pretty sure the American audience was
Wait, why haven't you seen it?
Yeah.
because I didn't have a password to go see it.
Oh, I thought you guys were all I thought you guys were all about,
Well, no, normally I'm all about that, but I don't know.
She never picks up the phone anymore.
Well, when
Sorry,
you
I'm
call.
watching my Padres right now, and
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Look,
great
Yeah.
play. But
I
I
at
have-
least can text back a username and a password. All right, I get that at least.
Yeah. I will say this, speaking of baseball, I'm a little fucking mad. Okay, little fucking mad. Fucking the Boston Red Sox in Boston at Fenway. They're playing the baseball team formerly known as the Oakland Athletics. They're just the fucking Athletics.
yeah.
It kills me to see that road jersey just say Athletics and not Oakland. But anyway,
Oh,
so tomorrow I think they're doing a thing with TNA. And I'm
Yep.
like, what?
No kidding.
You did this
Yeah.
shit when
That's
I was
interesting.
fucking anyway.
Although I want to say the Mets did a WWE night that they had Damian Priest and Tiffy and Nia Jax there, and they were all fucking around. It was so funny.
Yeah.
They had Jey Uso, I think, throughout the game pitch.
Yeah, and they had a Mr. Met bobblehead that was doing yeet, like his hands were there and it said yeet on him and stuff. So cool.
That's kind of cool. I mean, but this actually, if I am not mistaken, it's an event where the Hardys are going to be there. Let's see, I know Eddie and Leach Edwards are going to be there, so it's a big promotion for Bound for Glory. So, but I want to
Rhea was at an Ice Nine Kills concert and got killed by Art the Clown on stage.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it
that
will
was
be
a thing.
happening. Yes. Or it happened. Why did they say that? Okay, never mind. All right, never mind. Now, Massachusetts getting all this stuff. You got Cena this week. You get Cena twice. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yes, I am probably one of the never before or never will see 17. Bet you. But I hope, Marsh, that's true. I'm praying that that's true. Anyways, only thing I'm missing out on is a Jacob Fatu shirt. But if my ticket doesn't sell, I'll just go. But anyways, I digress. Let's see. Who else is celebrating a birthday? We've got I'm not saying this, but the self-proclaimed greatest North American in the world, Ethan Page, Aligo.
That gimmick was so funny.
But I
Oh,
love his
Sam.
shit with Chelsea. Him and Chelsea, that's a great team right there. Yeah. These people with American belts. She just needed that belt. Just needs the belt. And that'd be a funny little offshoot pairing. But, is what it is. Let's see here. I'm saving this one for last. Kyrie saying happy birthday. I don't know about y'all, but the whole thing with Asuka
Do that
and
again?
Io, it's a little
Do you
obnoxious.
salute again?
Oh, there we go.
That's how she does it. That's not how a real salute goes. But.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she's Japanese. They don't win wars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, now.
Well,
The
Amanda, we don't have to worry about heat
views-
tonight.
Yeah, the views of Brett Marsh do not reflect my views. Okay? I'm going to take back your yellow card temporarily because, whoa, that was wow. Even me, I'm like, what the hell? Okay, all right. Well, you know what? Speaking of Japanese people, okay, fucking happy birthday to, and I feel bad for him because he's lost his way, is the one and only Yoshinobu Kanemaru, better known as Japanese Bill Murray. If you know, you know why we call him that.
I forgot about it.
Japanese. It's true. That's his fucking gimmick, and I feel bad. He doesn't. Now the Suzuki Goon is no longer. He, ended up in that Just Five Guys, and now I don't even know what the fuck he's doing. It's like, God,
Maybe
poor
he
God.
wanted a cheeseburger.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? I have no idea.
Maybe he's
Another
playing golf.
person. Yeah, maybe. Another person who was big in Japan. Rest in peace, Bison Smith. Would have been
Yes.
celebrating your birthday. Love Bison Smith. Got some really good stuff. There's some good stuff you can find on Noah. If you look at some of his matches on Noah, a lot of good stuff out there. Fucking awesome. Fallon Henley, happy birthday. So 1/3
yeah.
of Fatal Influence.
She's got a lot of promise.
Yeah.
She does. She does. I'm glad that they're kind of venturing away for
playing.
her to want to be Mandy.
They're
trying
slow
to
playing her, and they're working with her, and that's why I said there's a lot of promise there.
Yeah. Yes. I'm loving that. Sonia Deville, happy birthday. Shane, hey, happy birthday. Happy 40th, dude. TMDK. All day. All day. Aja Kong is 55.
Fucking A, dude.
I know, right?
That
She
woman's
probably
got a
still kicks
vicious...
all of our ass.
Dude, that back spin fish she's got, fuck me, wouldn't take that.
Oh, yeah. No. There's a lot of shit I would not fucking, No. I mean, all these years, she's still going. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like very, if there was anybody to call timeless, that would be her, not Tony Storm. It's fucking Aja Kong, okay? I'm sorry. That's just my
You
opinion.
forget what decade when you're in when she pops you in the mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's see here. Stephanie McMahon, happy birthday.
Really good.
But there's one special birthday that I would like to give a very good shout out. So, y'all,
Mhm.
I want to wish a very happy birthday to the godfather of all this shit, the godfather of the true godfather and true god of deathmatch wrestling. I'm glad to have you back. Happy fucking birthday, Nick fucking Gage. All day, every day. MDK.
MDK all day.
MDK all fucking
Now-
day.
To circle onto something you just said with the whole program with her, Kyrie, Asuka, and Io.
Yes.
I keep a picture I drew of Nick Gage on my wall signed by him. He loved it so much he asked if I had an extra one, and I happened to print 2 of them just in case he wanted one. He was the fucking coolest one I met. I mean, but you've also met him. He's just
Nick
the
Gage
fucking
is-
baddest.
The man. I bet you, have you seen him since?
No.
I bet you
No,
he'll
'cause
fucking
he's been in
remember
and
you. You're his fucking homie. He's got your back. Certain people he'll be like that, and I know he'll fucking be all, yo, you're the one that did the, yeah. He's good.
Yeah.
But
All right.
Some
What was
people-
your Kari Sane question?
Yes.
You were talking about the program. It's a very anime-esque classic sort of thing they're going for, where Kyrie's being the, underrated one, and Asuka's being the berative, sort of strong man of the group who isn't shit. And eventually it's going to end with Kyrie beating the hell out of Asuka, and then there'll be something with Io later.
Probably.
Do you watch a lot of anime?
I hear what you're saying, but I
it's hard
feel
to-
like that's been miscast. Kari
Yes.
Sane is not underrated by any means. She's
That's-
overrated in every aspect. They always talk about how she's amazing and incredible. Asuka's the one who actually gets the job done 99% of the time. Whether or not we're talking about wins and losses as that record, just the ability to get in there and connect with a move, Kari Sane doesn't have it. She is a cartoon, and she wrestles like a cartoon, and she acts like a cartoon, but she doesn't do wrestling like a wrestler. I
Right.
don't see how she's underrated at all.
It's a whole Japanese thing. If you've seen enough anime, you see it every fucking time. I'm just explaining where they're going. You don't have to step on my dick live on TV.
If they fucking let Kari Sane beat Asuka, but Becky Lynch can never do it, you see what I'm saying? Asuka has always been built as Becky's foil for a reason. Most people can't beat Asuka because she's really fucking good. If they have Kari Sane, this little featherweight of a cartoon, go through and reho her, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, dude.
I'm just telling you what they're going for.
You're like, buckle up, buddy.
I'm not privy to the backstage meetings and creative, so it's there. I'm just explaining it to you. You know, do I think the whole thing's gonna fall flat on its face? For everybody but anime fans in America, I think, yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh my God. Well, Asuka's screaming just kind of is.
She could be reading her fucking grocery list and sound like she's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
This is true.
I'm kind of like, oh my gosh. You know,
Well, I mean,
but
she worked for Sega, so I expect nothing less.
Yeah.
Asuka does what Nintendo don't, you know?
Yeah. There are some news bits, I think, that are kind of important.
Okay.
So, well, I don't know. Well, this one's not important unless you're from Italy and you live in Italy. So, the E is doing a PLE in Italy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That will
And
be
they got
exciting.
a Mania in Saudi.
Mania in Saudi.
2027. Yep.
Yep. And yeah, but no, Italy is next year though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So where in Italy is it? I don't know. I'm just like, okay. So I guess TKO's thing is, well, if these Americans don't want to pay us premium dollar and you're bitching about it, we'll just take it overseas because they don't fucking care. That's
They
what I'm
said
thinking.
that.
Yeah.
No, they said that out loud. What are you talking about? This isn't. We talked about it last week. I mean,
I know we talked about it last week, but I mean, this is really that's where
I
they're going.
watched the episode and I know it was talked about.
I know,
we talked about it last week. They said that part out loud. They said, "Hey, Columbus, Ohio, if you don't pay us more than Italy, we're going to Italy."
Yeah.
And they're not. It's a business. How are they expected to pay these top end performers money if they don't have any?
But you're paying.
It's not a matter of not having any. It's a matter of maximizing, which is totally different.
Yeah.
Well, you can't maximize money if you don't have it.
Yeah.
You can absolutely accept less than record-breaking profits every quarter. You can absolutely accept regular profits. Hey, this was the best year over year, but it didn't record break. That's okay. It's acceptable to say, hey, we're pricing for families because of the longevity of getting money for families and generational fans.
Yeah,
more so than saying we can squeeze them out now.
Yeah, they don't think about that, or at least not in the TKO sense now.
Yeah.
I do wonder, I think right now, more than ever, I wouldn't call it concern, but I speculate that there's a really good chance that TKO does not own WWE in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, once they bled it dry.
I have a feeling they're going to do something. They're going to bleed it dry and pawn it off or shut it down.
I think they'll pawn it off because that's just more money.
Yep.
It's the attempt at more money, but who knows who's buying it. And at that point, I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes Saudi owned.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Or if it's not going to be Saudi owned, wouldn't be surprised if a certain fucking coast sniffing son with daddy issues would buy it.
He's got to make his own product work first.
No, he doesn't.
No,
he does.
No, because you can merge the two because you're already writing something that's successful. Merge them.
Just merge them and run that one to the ground too.
Yeah. That'll be the death. That's going to be a great dark side of the ring if that ever happens.
Yeah. The Coke of Tony Khan.
Yeah. His dealer all black, it's shaded out. I knew it was an issue when he was starting to get double the amount.
I remember it all in when it was just up his nose and not a wrestling promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I still have better tickets than you, Tony Khan, anyways. So other news in wrestling, I wanted to kind of just other things really quickly here. One of the little news things that I had seen was Batista. I didn't know he was offered the role of the Peacemaker. And he turned it down.
that highly.
I know. I'm okay. I believe that when the director says it.
Yeah, I X'd it out. At no point did Peacemaker ever exemplify anything close to Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
He's always looked exactly like Cena.
Yeah.
And Cena's always been available for the role.
Like, he was.
You know what?
The role was typecast. It
Yeah.
was been said typecast to him.
That's what they try to say about Gambit too. Like Channing Tatum,
Yeah,
Deadpool, the Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, like that's.
I liked him in that role.
it
I
was
did
the
too.
best.
I do too.
It was the best version of Gambit we've gotten on screen.
Yeah. I think
What
he
other
is-
versions have I missed?
There was the X-Men ones that they've done with the major movies, where he's just been kind of a side character.
Yeah, that's right. He was just kind of there in the background, like, oh, there's that French guy.
Yeah, he's throwing cards at people. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Yeah, but he wasn't like hyper involved enough for you to say anything about it. You just go, oh, they're going to do Gambit down the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, but Batista says that. But my only comment to that Batista is, you know what? And no offense, Captain America, the Chris Evans Captain America, or actually, yeah. And to you, Paul Rudd, honestly, Peacemaker is America's ass.
Yeah,
I will fight anybody to that.
I mean,
Anybody.
Good point. What do you think about Batista's ass versus Cena's ass?
Oh,
not even close.
not even close. Batista was flat always.
Especially now. I mean, he's like
Yeah.
half a Batista. He's a Batiste at this point.
Yeah. I saw
Yeah,
someone
or-
trying to speculate that Batista should come back and have an interaction with Cena. And I was like, I think now's the worst time to bring Batista back for that. Because he's lost 100 pounds. He looks less like a wrestler than ever. I
Yeah,
feel
you'd
like
be
that's
like,
a thing
"Who
you
is
do
that man?"
somewhere else. Yeah.
You're like, who is that? Most people wouldn't even know. Like people, if they, I like how Adrian was like, well, you kids and millennials, and you don't understand why, your parents were so excited. Yeah, these kids would be all, who the hell is this skinny old man? They wouldn't know. They'd be all, that's Drax. But even then, he doesn't look like Drax.
Not anymore. He doesn't. It's like,
Not
well, we know
anymore.
there's no more Guardians of the Galaxy. That's over
But
with.
there's whatchamacallit, the one with Downey as Dr. Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he'll be in it. The Guardians are in it. I think he was listed as one of the people in the cast. But anyways,
Not looking like that. He don't.
well, CGI then. Anyways, oh boy. In other news, so Andrade got released yet again.
Yeah,
I'm totally cool with that.
yeah. I'm not surprised. Everything that was saying as he came in, he, it took him a little bit. He started acting like a shithead again.
No.
Like apparently he was supposed to be that whole short tag up with Penta. They were supposed to win the titles at Paris, but he fucked that up for himself. And then they were just like, "What are we gonna do with him?" And then they went, "Bye."
Wait, what, you mean Phoenix?
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
He was somebody.
The thing is when they brought Andrade back, my first question was why? He's done nothing on any promotion ever since leaving Mexico the first time that has been fan gripping in any way. The closest he ever got was being managed by Zelina Vega, and it was Zelina heat. He never had it. Zelina brought his character around in NXT, and then they had a short run on the main, but they really quickly realized that Zelina doesn't need Andrade as the anchor. After that, he goes to AEW, proves that he's fucking awful. Then he comes back, and I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we playing with him like he's a difference maker or even has a place here? So I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did.
He's going to end up in CMLL as a
Probably
Carter, because Triple H won't take him now.
They should, but yeah.
Well, yeah, because the Fed owns them, so they're like, "No, we released you." That means no.
Yeah.
Big no. Hard time no. I guess this is going to be a great leadway segment. So apparently people were up in arms, and I wish that something happened with this.
Okay.
Is last week when Stephanie and Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton came out to kind of hype that match, the main event. He had said, I remember he had said, oh, he got all excited. And
He being Booker?
He being Booker.
Okay.
Because Vic Joseph's not going to get all,
Sure, but we should know who we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, Vic Joseph's not a creep.
No, he tries to calm that down, but he does not do as good of a job as Corey does. He had said, "Oh, got to pop his neck." So some people said he has to pop his. He has to pop his dick. Either way,
he did not say that.
Yeah, he did not. But either way, because now he got all upset that people went on the interwebs and were accusing him of that. Here's my thing. Either way, my take. Doesn't matter if you're popping your dick, your neck, your knuckles, whatever. It's the behavior before, during, and after. That doesn't help you any, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. It just
he's a poor man, Jerry Lawler.
Yeah,
that's all he's become. He might as well be screaming puppies.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So that's my issue. Because again, really makes it sometimes unbearable. I'm like, God forbid. But yeah, so
I turned off SmackDown. I was not gonna sit there for it. I'd rather watch clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
Booker was on SmackDown?
Yeah, he was temp. He was temp color for them.
Yeah.
And
I can't watch SmackDown because I don't pay for cables. They don't make it easy to watch their shit.
We got a guy for that.
That's my whole thing is I've gotten really far away from the concept of fighting to be a fan when something doesn't want it to be easy to be a fan. So I've stopped all the I don't VPN. I don't find .co fucking websites, .ao, all these bullshits. If you aren't going to let me just watch the show, I'm not going to fight upstream for it. There's a lot of shows that would love to have a fan who spends money.
Yeah. That's fair.
I spend my money just selectively.
And then when you got Mark Shapiro and Nick Khan both going on the TV saying, we'd like to milk them for more if we can. And you go, all right, well, make it easy for me to watch and spend money, and I'll do it. I have for years. Decades. I've spent loads of money because you've made it easy. And now the way they're splintering it all, it's all like, all right, well, if it's tough to watch, it's just won't watch.
It's like ESPN is going to be the death knell.
Mm-hmm.
Nail in the coffin.
They're going to watch it. I don't care how much money they were paid. It's not enough.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No. I still haven't figured out if my Hulu Live gets it. I haven't figured that out yet. I would assume it's expensive.
I have a thing on that. If you want to talk about that, I don't know if you had more of that quote that you were looking at.
Well, no. I wasn't looking at that one. No. But what do you have?
Okay.
That you had?
I have someone who broke it down. ESPN confirms several major providers will not carry WWE WrestlePalooza. JT Lasker, ESPN's SVP of direct-to-consumer, confirmed that no special access will be offered this weekend for pay TV subscribers whose providers include Comcast, YouTube TV, Cox, Sling, and more, haven't finalized a deal for the new ESPN Unlimited service, meaning millions of fans will be blocked from viewing WrestlePalooza unless they purchase ESPN Unlimited at $30 a month. Lasker did note that the issue is expected to be short-term, with the vast majority, in quotes, of distributors hopefully gaining access before the end of the year.
Ain't gonna happen.
Hopefully. So it says who has access now? Spectrum consumers on TV Select, TV Select Signature, and TV Select Plus already get ESPN Unlimited. Hulu plus live TV subscribers will have access to ESPN Select. Fubo TV subscribers receive both ESPN Unlimited and ESPN Select, which, by the way, Fubo TV is like, that's kind of like a VPN thing in and of itself. Like, they're referring to them as anything other than just being like, they're scoundrels, dude. They're streaming pirates.
Yeah, they are. They are. Why?
DirecTV's streaming service and Verizon Fios will have WrestlePalooza, but the others have to wait to see if they're going to get the other PLEs.
You know who I'm surprised that they didn't strike a deal with is the biggest fucking monopoly out there. Fucking NBC, Comcast, NBC, Universal.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well,
that's literally where they just came from.
They
Yeah, I
left
know.
NBC Universal to go to ESPN, and you're like, I'm surprised that ESPN didn't strike a deal with NBC Universal.
Well, yeah.
That's the whole
'cause
point. They dropped that deal.
I don't know how that shit works. It's fucking whatever. It's
And
cable.
I thought I didn't understand contracts.
Well, I really don't. I really
Marsh
don't.
and I are over here like, what do you mean?
I don't know.
Can you
never
believe they haven't worked a deal with Peacock yet? What?
Well, all I know is thank goodness because fucking Disney, who owns it all, Disney said, you know what, you guys are paying a lot of money for Hulu Live. So, hey, Mom, thanks for getting Hulu Live because I can watch ESPN and WWE PLEs.
Because WWE struck a deal with Disney Plus when they started the deal with Peacock. It was international, and now they've brought it national with the ESPN deal to be part of that lineage as well.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Learn something new every day. I don't know. All I know is I get to see it. I mean, I wish if I could give you a login, I would give you a login. But I don't know if it's that sophisticated.
I mean, I've got the ESPN Plus, but that doesn't get you much of anything.
Yeah. No, but if you wanted
Because-
to see things, you could.
Well, if they booked a show that was worth going out of my way for, I might.
Yeah.
But I'm watching Raw and I'm looking at the card and I go,
Yeah. It's, you know, it is what it is. But going to another WWE program. Did you see any clips or whatnot of yesterday, the homecoming?
Yeah.
did I see clips of Homecoming? I mean,
Yeah,
I saw little
anything.
bits and pieces.
Okay. Yeah, and you saw like a lot of the guests. Like one surprise was Shayna Baszler.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a nice.
You know what? I did not see her on there.
Yes,
Yeah.
she came out with talking to Zarya and Sol Ruka.
Yep.
That's interesting.
That was a
Told
really
them to
nice.
figure their shit out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
hmm Now, I personally, is Mark's taking selfies.
Yes.
No,
No.
I'm taking a picture of the baseball.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a thing.
okay.
I thought you were going all Tyler Breeze on us for a minute.
Oh, I know. What the hell? Like,
Dude,
he
look,
was there.
by the way, as long as we're getting into it, the fucking Homecoming to me was
Mhm.
almost like a fucking highlight reel of failed NXT gimmicks. There was almost no one that came on that was successful outside of NXT except for Sami Zayn.
So you're saying
Alexa
that?
Bliss.
Yeah. So you're saying that Alexa Bliss.
Bliss wasn't successful in NXT.
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch it then.
Balor was successful for a good long time.
Yeah. Fucking Balor.
It was,
He hasn't been successful on the main roster up until this year. Up in that, he's a tag guy.
True.
He's had a really hard time on the main roster.
True. Mello. But Mello.
Melo's a total failure.
Yep. He's a
Yep.
failure. Yeah.
Miz, they brought the stink with him. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah. That was weird. I'm
You know what I
like,
mean?
Miz, you didn't go here.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't even go here, and you're the reason our guy has been fucked off.
Yeah. It's like, thanks, Miz. I like Miz and all, but no, thank you, Miz. But speaking of
yeah,
Shayna,
I mean, Damian Priest is probably one of the better examples, but even then, he's been struggling.
yeah,
A lot of
been
struggling.
Mhm.
You know
Obviously-
who showed up that was that's been a banger since they got to the main roster.
Oscar.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize she was even there. I
Yeah,
didn't show up on my highlights.
Yeah, she was there. She had the
Bianca was there.
Their Goldberg. Bianca was there.
Oh, Bianca was there. That's good. She's the one who
Lynch.
made it.
Mhm.
Becky Lynch was fairly successful there when it wasn't.
She was
big.
only mediocrely successful in NXT.
But still, there was some success there.
And
I'll
Charlotte-
give some of the devil their due, not all of it.
Now Charlotte did
Yeah.
shout out the horsewomen
Yep.
without saying,
And that's the thing that's complicated about Becky in that, right? Is that the four horsewomen were successful in creating a desire for women's wrestling at a higher level. But were they successful in their own gimmicks? Were they successful as the main stars of that show? It's a little tough to say. And were they successful apart from each other? Because they were successful together. The first women's main event in WWE was outside of Lita and Trish on the main event of Raw. First one for a pay-per-view event, as it were, was NXT Homecoming. It was NXT. Fuck, I can't remember the fucking name of it, but it was the Four Horsemen in a Fatal 4-Way, which followed up the next Monday with the Give Divas a Chance hashtag that everyone credited the Bellas for getting for having a 10-second match. But it really was because the NXT women had a Fatal 4-Way that was so good that when they saw a 10-second match on TV, it didn't matter who was in that match, they were going to say, can we give the women a chance to do what we just saw them already do? You know what I mean? So it's a little complicated to say, was Becky successful in NXT? Yes and no. She was not on fire down there, but it got people talking what she was doing with everybody else.
Yeah. And I could definitely meet you in the middle on that one.
Yeah.
But most of them that have come up have not done well. And I think a lot of it is the ability to adjust to a gimmick when they make these changes everything. Bray Wyatt, there's one. Whether you like him or not, wildly successful. He started at an NXT.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of people have been successful from NXT. Roman and Seth, they've been successful from NXT. I'm saying that at Homecoming, they brought back a lot of failed gimmicks.
Yes.
A lot of people who were in NXT that were over in NXT and kind of highlighted the problem with NXT. And then they brought all of them back to be like, remember how we cheer for anything that sucks? Like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, why did you even bother to bring the Miz down there? You had no.
Yeah, we didn't need DIY, but
No.
Johnny Gargano needs to fucking stroke his ego because the only people who really liked Johnny Gargano were the
Is
fucking
his wife and his
Full
kid.
Sail. Well, besides his wife and his kid, Full Sail.
No. Full stop. Wife and kid. I don't even give Full Sail anymore.
No, they loved him when he came out. They loved Ciampa coming out.
Well,
to be fair,
Ciampa. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I just was like, okay.
The only man to ever survive the Gargano vortex.
I don't know how.
It's true though.
It's the beard superpower.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's good to see Regal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, it's good to see him. The thing with Regal is it's interesting because a lot of the guys that he brought in, some of that success rate, because that was definitely black and gold era. Definitely.
Yeah.
It a lot of it didn't work.
No, none. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me because I think the only ones who are kind of left from that era, really, Gunther Walter, Bronson Reed, but even he was released and come back.
He was kind of after Regal.
Yeah. No, Regal was at that.
He was around, but it wasn't one of his guys, I don't think.
No, he was one of the ones
out the door.
He was one of the ones that got signed at that Bola.
You're saying that Regal picked from the
Regal.
He was a Regal guy that way. Yeah,
he was a Regal guy. Yeah, a lot of them. Because look at them, Ricochet. Still haven't learned anything on how to use a microphone, fucking Trevor. Jesus Christ. So I mean, just things like that. And I'm noticing that because you look at like Red Dragon, they're whatever, they're dead in the water. Adam Cole, baby, that kind of shit. So
I do think Black and Gold was so beloved by such a select that I think it's neglected how bad it was. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people give it so much more credit than it duly deserves. What it was we were in an era where McMahon was kind of McMahonning at a high level in such a way that was chaos, that watching anything that made any kind of sense at all was a reprieve. And it was like, look how genius this is because it's made sense for 3 months in a row. Yeah. Where what we were watching on Raw couldn't make sense for one full month. You couldn't get 3 weeks in a row, let alone 3 months in a row. And so I think that people looked back at the NXT Gold as everything was so great, where in reality, it was a lot of underperforming talents getting overperforming screen time. So they were allowed to do anything they wanted all the time, But how many people came out of Black and Gold that struck gold? You know what I mean?
Yeah, not really.
And I think it's because none of them were being coached on things that could work in other ways.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the biggest problem we had is when the Black and Gold started to become more relevant, started to have some fanfare. It got pulled out from underneath to be NXT 2.0, which was a complete, opposite of it. And now we're just kind of getting back into the middle where we have viable people and viable talent doing somewhat viable things.
But 2.0 was largely more successful than Black and Gold. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, LA Knight. A lot of those guys were Tiffany. Bianca really got she got kickstarted in Black and Gold, but she really started to shine right at the end of it before it was going away. Largely, there's more success stories from the 2.0 than there was from Black and Gold.
Well, it's a two-part thing, because if you can only make talent, like Gargano, the moment you let him talk or do anything that requires charisma, he's fucked. But you put him in a ring where he's not allowed to talk, he's just got to go in and do the fucking job, he's at least watchable.
Yeah. Obviously Black and Gold, you had Seth Rollins, fucking.
Seth Rollins was not Black and Gold. He was prior to Black and Gold.
Was he?
Yes.
Yep. So was Kevin Owens. So was Sami Zayn.
True.
There were some of the OGs just after the shitty reality TV show that evolved into NXT.
Yeah, I would even say that Drew McIntyre was right before Black and Gold.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
The Black and Gold era kind of started really coming in with Ciampa as champion, DIY, Aleister Black, who's still been struggling.
Yeah.
Ricochet, Viking Raiders, all of them. How successful have they been on the other side? If you ask them how successful they are, they bought houses, they bought cars, they can pay for their kids' college. They've done very well as a career goes, as a human goes in being successful in life. I would never take away the fact that they've lived their dreams and can afford a life that I can't. Right. But when you look at it just as like in a box, in a bubble, as a wrestling fan, saying these are the gimmicks that we're going to talk about forever, those ones don't really come up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
not everybody is going to be compatible to the concept of their gimmick is going to live on like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, like an Undertaker, like a Shawn Michaels. They're not going to be names you're going to panthy on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that people even still talk about the Headbangers is kind of wild.
They were garbage.
And I think a lot of it has to do with like nostalgia. They were a solid tag team as far as their wrestling ability with what they were doing in Smoky Mountain and all that. But yeah, I mean, you look at guys like Gargano, and we can shit on him all day long every day, and we do. But at the end of the day, he's got a house and where he wants to live with a family that loves him, that he loves, and he can afford everything. And he's in video games and he has figures. And like, there's no way that like you could convince him he's not living his dream in any way. And there's no way that you could win in an argument because you're all like, I'm not living any of that. I don't have any of that. Right. And so you go like, you couldn't be happier for him as human. But as a person, as a fan watching a product, you go, man, this guy's living his dream and no one could care less. He's got it all and nothing at the same time. That's the weird dichotomy of this business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can have it all and nothing at the same time. And that's also kind of okay.
At least the workers have work, even if they're not great. Because it's an unforgiving business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had come in to NXT at the end of Black and Gold. Because Marshall's like, all the guys you watch are on this.
Cameron Grimes showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Keith Lee showed up.
But basically, some of the things that, on the indie scene, because obviously, the PWG crowd, the, whatever and whatever. So I think that for me, it was kind of like, oh yeah, this is great. La la la. And then all of a sudden you have 2.0, which was kind of like, what the fuck is this? It just was not. It just wasn't.
I didn't like 2.0. Like once it stopped being 2.0
Mm-hmm.
and started dialing back a little bit is when I found it more palatable. Then they put Booker T on fucking commentary, and just like that.
Well, that's where it kind of fell, but it was at first it was a little slow to get into it, but then when you saw like the rise of people like Tiffany Stratton and stuff like that, then that's when it was like, okay, now we're kind of getting somewhere. And then sitting there for months, like, why isn't Braun on the main roster yet? He should be there. He should be there. Do I think
I think it was jarring,
Yeah.
but I think it was for the best.
Yeah. I think so too. I think that if he had gone to the main roster back when we were bitching about it, I don't think he'd be as successful as he is today.
It's the same thing, and it's been my unpopular opinion on this show is that Roxanne Perez needed time. It's not that she wasn't fucking great. She needed time, and she has been quite successful, in my opinion, on the main roster. Even if she isn't a tag, and even if she's the only thing holding fucking Judgment Day up, the fact is she can hold Judgment Day up, which is like the island of misfit toys.
What's funny is I think that I think we would find a common ground in agreeing to disagree in the sense that I don't think she needed time at all. I think they had time. And I think that that's what it was, is they knew they had time with her. But I think that had they put her on the main roster within that first year, I think she would have been fine. But I think, to your credit, I think the concept of did she need time or did they have time to wait for the right time? And I think it boiled down to is that now we have something we can put her in that'll make sure she doesn't just flounder and go away. And she was young enough and good enough that it's like, we got a lot we can do with her here while we bide our time. So when we bring her, it's actually successful. Because how many people have we seen come up to the end of the main roster and they don't know what to do? They don't have anywhere to go. And you're just kind of like, well, here's, I guess, our NXT segment of the night. You know what I mean? You get hearing Raw the first couple times and you go, I guess that's how we're going to introduce Cross. But was that the right way? Could have they done it a better way? Could they just waited? You know what I mean? Like all that shit. And I think with Roxanne, they had so much time because she's so young that they're like, now, which is what you want for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
and I can agree to that. I see where you're coming from. We're ending up at the same place. We're just coming at it from different angles. I mean, fact is, she, the biggest thing they did for her is take her away from Booker T.
Mm-hmm.
That was dragging her down so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that every once in a while they bring it up. And I'm like, it is not necessary to bring up Booker T into the conversation with Roxanne because she's her own entity now. And yeah, good to pay homage to who got you, who, was your trainer. But you know what? At the end of the day, if that's all he has right now, besides being a Hall of Famer, then you know what, dude, then that's okay.
I mean, you can train anyone. You can't train somebody to be good.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I think that some people who debuted on the main roster that should have gone to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at Tala Tonga. He lives kind of green. Yeah, he's kind of a little still green, I think. I really honestly, as much as I love fucking Jeff Cobb, I don't know. Because now he's kind of set up for, unless something happens, he's set up for a failed WWE career.
I don't think it's going to be a failed career. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to start. They're going to pull the brakes on him, unfuck that situation, and then he'll be better for it.
I
wish. I agree with the man on this one. I think that he's going to end up being a blip in the bloodline.
Yep.
Story.
Well,
I think
everybody's a blip. Even Solo is like that entire thing.
Once Jacob came, who? Solo what? Yeah. See, that's the downfall with that. Now, like with Jeff Cobb, honestly, I don't think he should have. If you were going to bring him to the main roster, that's not where I would have put him. if you're
No.
bringing him right away. Wouldn't have done that. So, so that ends up being that people really can't see his potential because it's stifled because he's in that stupid fucking storyline, the MFT or whatever the fuck that is.
My Family Tree, MFT. It took me 6 months to figure that out.
I was like, motherfucking Tongans, but not all of them are Tongan.
Yeah.
That's what it was at first, though. I think that's what it was in the
it?
back. I think it was my motherfucking Tongans.
Yeah.
And I think that they turned it into my family tree because I think that's why it took so long for them to say it. They didn't have anything they could say. Because they'd ask him what it means. It goes, you know what it means. And they would move and like, we don't know what it means.
Technically, Jeff Cobb is not in that bloodline at all.
Not even close.
Not even close. Bronson Reed's probably closer than fucking Jeff Cobb.
Mm-hmm.
I love,
yeah.
And I used to think, and you've heard me say it, that, Zilla Fatu would be great to put him with this. Now I'm thinking, no. Keep his ass as far away from it as possible.
Yep.
Let him do his own thing.
He's doing good things on his own right now. You don't want to put Zilla into that. Now, Jacob, that was like, oh yeah, the world needs to see what that motherfucker did.
Yeah.
And,
Zilla is doing great things off and on with TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Like
MLW,
like he's been looking like $1 million fucking bucks, and it's great that he's not like Solo's biggest problem is who he's related to.
Yeah.
And it's not that he's bad, it's that there's a level of expectation that you come into, like with Cody Rhodes, for example. His first run around, oh, well, you're not the American dream, so we'll strap you here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Charlotte Flair was the same fucking deal. It took her, regardless of the person she became with it took her a while to get her feet outside of it being Flair, regardless of everybody saying it, knowing it, that you have to get out of that family shadow at some point.
I think Braun's been the most successful.
Yes.
Braun Breaker for sure.
For sure.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Because I'd even say that Charlotte Flair to this day is unable to pull herself from pushing her father onto herself, right? Like she wants to woo, she wants to wear the robes. Mm-hmm. She does all the things that you would do if you wanted to remain under the shadow, and then she wants to bitch and moan every time she's in an interview saying like, you have any idea how hard it is to you know what I mean, to like get out of his shadow? Well, fucking try. Well, like you've done a lot of things to stay in that shadow. Like if you think it's that tough, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing with Braun Breaker that bothers me every fucking time, it's not a bad thing, is if I'm not paying attention, I'm like, what Steiner is that?
Yeah.
I have that moment where I'm expecting Steiner math to come out of his mouth, which he did once, and I died.
He's done twice.
He's twice now.
I've only heard it once, and I was just like, holy shit.
The other time was more subtle. He said, who was it? He said that CM Punk and LA Knight, he goes, you guys are both in your 40s. Together, that's got to be like 100 years old.
Yeah.
I missed it. That would have been great. I would have popped for
that.
That.
Unless you knew what it was, either people.
And it was
dumb, but it was
very off mic. He was like yelling it with the camera mic picking him up. It wasn't like he was in the middle of a promo.
Yeah. He's in the background. So, yeah. You're 100 years old.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I'm just surprised he didn't call him Eli Drake. I would have died.
I don't think that Braun Breaker's a big enough wrestling fan to know anything about wrestling that he's not currently involved in.
No.
It would make sense.
I think a lot of people don't really. I think there's a lot of people who don't associate LA Knight with Eli Drake.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not
that's
bad.
twofold. That's twofold. It's sad because there's so much great Eli Drake stuff out there. It's really fucking good because people don't need Eli Drake to love LA Knight.
Yeah,
It's
So
true.
it's Tiefel.
I'm waiting for that. I want to hear my goddamn shoes of a champion. That was like one of the greatest fucking promos ever.
Hilarious.
I still rock that shirt from time to time. I still have it.
It's a great shirt. Yeah.
I expected it to come out with the whole stealing of the shoes from Roman Reigns. I expected it to kind of slide its way into that for a minute, but I was.
Yeah, but that wasn't his thing really. So, but yeah, when he gets that championship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be very, very good. I'm excited about that. Oh, just side note here. Hey, WWE, I know you don't listen to us and whatever. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But can we give Shotzi the fucking tank back, please? What are you gonna fucking do? What are you gonna do with it?
They lock it up and they bring it out for these fucking things when they try to show off people's gimmicks. They do the same thing with the belts, the monster trucks, all that shit. That's what they do it for.
I know, but
she could buy herself another one from Walmart. I know where she got it. She told me.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's not the point. You know what I mean?
Make herself a new one.
Well, you know what? She's now the indie god, so she's probably going to make that indie god money. So, if she hasn't already, so yeah. But I just
I'm liking the faction she's got with Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
Mm-hmm.
I find it a little fun because it's a departure, which Marsha's like no idea what I'm talking about.
I didn't hear that last thing. I was reading something. What was the last part?
There's Shotzi's got kind of a small faction with Karrion Kross and Scarlett called Fuck You Forever, FYF.
That's funny. That's funny. I did know they were starting to do something together. I didn't know how far it's gotten.
GCW. It started out with the surprise appearance, and then there was some kind of off the cuff camera shit, and it just spiraled out of control.
That's cool.
So,
it's why I wanted to go. It's going to be in 2 days. They're going to be in Phoenix. I'm not going to be able to make it after all. But I was excited to go because I know that Shotzi's going to be there, which means there's a good chance that Cross is going to be there. But yeah, I thought that'd be really fucking cool. But yeah, it's not going to work out for me this time. But
I know Cross is not going to be in LA because he is at Defy, and man, that match. If you guys can try to find your way to see Defy, guys, it's going to be worth it. They have their big super heavyweight tournament that's going to be going on, and he and Calvin Tankman are going to wrestle. That's going to be good. Fucking amazing. If you guys don't know who Calvin Tankman is, you should look him up. That guy's badass. Like, he's on my list of fucking big fucking badasses. He's one of them. Him, fucking goddamn Willie Mack, a lot of these guys, so I can't wait to see that.
There aren't too many good big men anymore.
There's some,
really? But not. I mean, it's not like it used to be, playing Madison, back when Vince Senior was running shit, kind of.
But look at Sam. Okay.
Sam deserves all the love and respect.
Sam is fucking great. Okay. Just the world needs more Sam. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do. They do. And I think that, he's at the right place at the right time. And it's paying off tenfold. So so it'll be
he's been picking up big time in JCW.
I cannot wait to watch GCW this weekend. That's the best value for your money. So guys, if you want something that's really like inexpensive and you get good shit, fucking get GCW on what is it now? Triller.
Yeah.
$10 a month. Okay.
Yeah. You have in my mind, like GCW, TNA, and Revolver are the three that cost wise for a great show, that's where you go.
Yeah. So if you want that, and I will say this, like this year versus other years, the collective was just $10. They didn't sell it as a separate PLE.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a great value, because usually with those shows they're about like $19 each. So you would have had to drop $19 to watch Bloodsport, $19 to watch Joey Janela's Spring Break, things like that. But it was all free coming with it. So that was pretty badass. And also, speaking of GCW, Brett Lauderdale has been approached about bringing GCW to Saudi, and he's kind of turning it down, because there's going to be a lot of restriction on that. And to be quite fair, I don't know. I'm expecting GCW and a couple other companies to kind of during that week keep that spirit alive and have something, because that was always like the Indies big weekend too, because everyone was running.
Well, I think, as we're coming along, especially with Sammy retiring from in-ring, I think we're going to see a lot more Revolver now that he's not going to have such a full schedule being in the ring.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I presume that that's what he's going to be doing. Otherwise, Jess is going to kill him.
Yeah.
Something to do.
But then also, of course, his backstage stuff, he's doing more, probably even more so than before with TNA.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next segue.
Go ahead.
So Homecoming, okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of TNA controversy right now.
Is there?
With that
There
trick
should
in
be.
that belt. Yeah, trick in that belt. Mike Santana's made comments about that title being there.
Yep.
I think it's horseshit. I think it makes TNA looks like fucking idiots.
I know it does. Now, here's where I'm putting my 3 cents, not 2, but 3. I'm adding an extra penny because y'all know you'll see why. So, Homecoming.
Don't bring up Colt.
No.
Don't bring up Marty.
No.
I'm only going to allow you one thing about Ricky's ass on this one.
I'm not even talking about that. Okay?
About
that, but if you want to go there, I will add what my thought was. Did you guys see
Go ahead.
The Waller effect?
Yeah.
We can get to the Waller effect. Make your other point though, because I'll remind you about the
This is
Waller
where
effect.
my point is coming in, because Trick came up into it.
Right?
So with Mike Santana and even Ash by Elegance being a little upset that, Ash by Elegance, they didn't invite her back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a missed opportunity, but whatever, because if you're going to do that.
Maybe.
You had Joe Hendry there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Joe Hendry gets likes and follows, man. Ash Elegance gets OnlyFans subscribers. There's a difference.
Well, I mean, she did take the belt back, So, but anyways, no. So, this Tuesday, next Tuesday, the Tuesday before No Mercy, might add, is going to be Trick and Oba, winner take all.
Mm-hmm.
How that affects my life and my 3rd cent I'm putting in is then whoever wins, Ricky's facing. So now this puts fucking him being a champion in jeopardy, because of I was thinking about Mike Santana and what he was saying. I'm like, oh great, you're gonna fucking interfere in this shit? Or are we just gonna, hey, let Oba win it, let Ricky beat him, and then Ricky has a program where he's like on 2 shows because he needs that rub? I don't know. My heart says that would be great for me as a consumer. But at the same time, I'm like, I just fucking spent a lot of fucking money. And if I don't see that, I'm going to be fucking livid. You will see me throw chairs and trash in that ring. You will not see a very happy Amanda on the fucking screen. Hard cam. I will be, what the motherfucking fuck? Oh, you will hear me. You will hear me. They will be all, never again. That woman. Never again. I can see Ricky.
This response brought to you by Jameson, because I knew that Ricky rant was coming.
Yep.
Triple barrel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we can get back to what was on the WotR effect, but I wanted to bring that up while it was that segment of TNA going into.
So, yes, the social media stuff got put out, right? Okay. Did you recall watching the opening thing where, you had Shawn, you had Triple H bickering back and forth, then you had the obligatory War Games, but it really wasn't defined who was who. It wasn't really defined who was involved in War Games, because I think where they've sat thus far, it did its job. They can maximize. They can't maximize it anymore. Whether you agree with the method or not, they've reached their course with this, especially with Trick Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
That my feeling is, and I have nothing to back it up, but they didn't define who would be involved in War Games. You had TNA talent popping off on social media that I think that there's going to be a field of TNA stars for War Games, and I think that's where we're going to start to see a little bit of a shift, as we should. Just like JC lost the Knockouts title, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the momentum is starting to shift, and if they're really going to push it, because they can't just keep putting out Joe Hendry the entire fucking time. They can't just one-off spot the stuff, but I also know TNA does tapings in bulk.
Yeah.
So a lot of what we're seeing is these things happened, there's a break, and then we got more tapings. So I'm kind of feeling like War Games, we're going to see TNA come in, field their own team, which they're going to get one up. I think Trick is going to lose that title fucking hard. I don't think Oba's going to take it. Because right now everybody fucking hates Trick. Nobody gives a fuck about Oba. He needs to stay in his lane.
So but here's the thing. So you're saying that Trick's going to lose to Oba?
No.
Well,
I'm saying interference, because in order for a title to change hands, pinfall or submission, them's the rules.
Yeah, but you're also now fucking Ricky.
Yeah.
Are you?
Ricky's getting fucked either side of this. He's not beating somebody for both titles.
Yeah.
He doesn't need both titles. Ricky doesn't need both titles.
Yeah, but interference now, you know what that means? If that match gets interfered with on Tuesday, now all of a sudden it could be a fatal 4-way on Friday. That's not what I fucking paid for. I did not pay for a 3-way. I paid for goddamn fucking Ricky Starks versus Oba Femi. Okay,
right, but
that's what I paid for. I paid for a fucking title to be changed. If it doesn't change, it doesn't change. But that's what I'm going.
You're presuming something here. You're
No,
presuming it's going to end up in a 4-way.
I'm not presuming. That's predictable wrestling.
Is it?
We're all presuming. Everyone here is presuming. Let's not pretend there's no presumptions.
Right. I am just
history
saying.
has told ourselves that's what happens in wrestling booking. History says it. History, as according to Hamilton, the musical, Lin-Manuel Miranda had said, history has its eyes on you. Yep, that's what's going on here. And yes, I did bring Hamilton into a wrestling podcast.
But that doesn't mean that it's not a possibility. I don't think Ricky's going to get fucked out of it. I do think he needs to beat Oba, and I think it needs to be fucking clean. I don't think a fatal 4-way is going to do him any good, Oba, anybody any good in that prospect. But if you winner takes all it, and one of them wins, that creates a whole nother fucking set of issues. Whereas if, say, the TNA, some of these TNA wrestlers show up and fucking DQ the match, beat the shit out of Trick Williams, that leads to where you can sort of work it as keeping them two separate. Then once the titles are a non-issue, like you don't have the TNA title on his ass, then you can revisit that point. But I don't think people would be popping off from the TNA roster like that unless there was a creative situation. I just don't.
I mean, other part of it is, yes, the 2 belts get defended at No Mercy, and that's when you get the interference. Again, not paying for that. Not paying for that, you know. And that's the other part of it. So that's where I'm like, this is it's stupid. It's a dumb agenda. And it makes me mad because I'm like, oh, this is it.
It booked itself into a corner.
Well,
nobody's gonna come out smelling like roses in any of this.
Now potentially it means that if that were to happen and they do something, Ricky's gonna fucking want to. He might end up being on, fucking Bound for Glory. I don't even know where the hell that is. And I'm like, great, now spend money. And then a couple weeks later, it's goddamn fucking Halloween Havoc, and I'm like, oh my god. Then $20,000 later, I'm in a rabbit hole, and I'm like, and then he's just gonna get the belt on an NXT. And I'm gonna be pissed.
I do feel like that Ricky desperately needs to win. I feel like me, one of the big takeaways from him and Oba standing side by side, literally standing while he's in his slippers and shit, he was almost as big as Oba.
He was not in slippers.
He's massive. He's always in fucking slippers.
Yeah. He has not worn the Gucci slides in a while. He was wearing tennis shoes. But what he was wearing is he was wearing terry cloth, and those pants, baggy, but damn, it did that ass justice. And that's the only thing I'll say.
Lowell, Massachusetts. October 12th in Lowell, Massachusetts is where Bound for Glory will be.
Okay. Massachusetts.
Yes.
Great. That's
Yeah. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that side by side, Oba, his whole gimmick is that he's big and powerful. He did not look much bigger than Ricky at all.
No, even with he tried to eat Ricky for breakfast on the mic, which kind of in his own little way, yes, he did kind of. Ricky in his way was had nothing really great to say to come back at some of his stuff. So
I felt like it was all pretty general, petty wrestling talk.
Yeah.
You dress like this. I'm better than you because of this. And you're just kind of like, okay. No one said anything that really made me go, oh shit, that cooked that guy. Everybody just said stuff where you go, yeah, that's how that character would talk, I suppose. Oba sounded to me to be pretty weak, and I did feel like that the best point that was made was when Ricky did say, you're a spoiled athlete, you're not a seasoned wrestler, more or less, right? You're not in this for the grind. You've kind of had a lot of things just handed over to you. And then even Oba was trying to pretend like, ooh, how dare you? It's kind of like, no, like, what have you done?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like industry wide, what have you done? Like there's the mistake of pretending that being exclusively in NXT makes you the seasoned veteran, right? You're just not.
No. And it's true.
And there's the mistake of pretending that working out hard and coming in, being the first one in and the last one out makes you the hardest worker in the room. It just doesn't.
No.
It just doesn't. That's a day-to-day thing. That's a good discipline to have, right? But some of these dudes have been on the road longer than you've been out of college, right?
Yep.
Longer than you've been through college. It was kind of funny. I was listening to Seth Meyers the other day, and someone had asked him about him driving to different shows. And he had mentioned that he never drove to any of his comedy shows because he didn't want to get nervous and turn back, right? But really what I got that was, oh, you were never a road comic.
Yeah.
You lived where you could go to a club and then you got on TV and now you were paid to travel. Most comics don't have that experience, right? Most comics have to hit the road to just get enough of a following to be able to continue driving on the road all the goddamn time. You know what I mean? So to me, that's the same thing in wrestling, right? A lot of these guys have to get on the road. And I mean, it's not the same as it used to be, but there is a lot of sacrifice there. And I got the impression from Oba's reaction in character was that he thinks, I lift more weights. Of course I work harder than you. And you go, no, that's not what working harder looks like. That's what working harder in the gym looks like in college, but not in the industry, right?
And
Oba, sir, have you seen Ricky's workout videos? on Instagram?
No,
I have.
no one's watching his
Look.
workout videos. No one.
I
You
have.
know,
Well,
I do think people tend to forget that there is a portion of the NXT roster that this is their first foyer into professional wrestling.
true.
They've never had to work indies. You know, there are your successes like a Tiffany Stratton, but for every Tiffany Stratton, there's a fucking host of people that, you know, came in looking hot but didn't pan out.
Hmm.
You know, so that with that promo set, I 100%, I was on Ricky's side. It's like, you're here because you're big. I'm here because I'm great.
Yeah, exactly.
Ricky, and most people, if they didn't know, it's like he wasn't a name on the indies. He was not.
Nope.
Mm-mm. That was
No,
the
not
biggest.
really.
Thing. That was the biggest thing that I would always get on his ass is you don't let people know where you are. So how the fuck are you wanting people to see who you are? Not just fans, but like, you know, promoters and shit like that. How when you don't, you know, yeah, you have a vignette that you paid for, and so
It's
but
the hot dog and a handshake wrestler is where he pretty much was. He was filling a card, and that was his own fault.
it was, yes. And then when he did have opportunities, yeah, he made it. But like his big thing is like, no, he's AEW, and that's where he got known. That's where he got known. Except
that was
that the gatekeepers of NXT want to think that
his
yeah.
his mindset, and I'm glad it changed. Was the mountain didn't he can't expect the mountain to just come to Muhammad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that life lesson, I think, shows a lot in what he's doing now. Like, he waited for AEW to do their thing. Then he was like, well, fuck it. And then he showed up on GCW and he was set to have a program. And, you know, that was him putting in his grind, his name, because he didn't have to. He could have sat at fucking home.
Yeah.
He had been sitting at home. He didn't want to do that anymore.
Right.
You know.
Well, and that being said, what did he do? He put his name out there. The whole fucking thing trended. Then they let him go when he went somewhere else. And I would argue he's more successful at NXT than he ever was with AEW.
Yeah. He only had one big success. And I will say that those were the 2 matches with Danielson. Justin, cheers.
Fucking Justin.
Oh, yes.
The other in time brother. Woo-woo.
Oh, yes. So,
Look at his little AI graphic.
I know, right?
Just
I could have
put up
drawn
a
him if you
selfie.
wanted.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool. I'm liking that. But you're looking like from far away. He
It
looks
Final
like
Fantasy.
there's a there's a wrestler. He kind of looks like in one of those like app games, but I can't for the life of me pin who it is. Oh,
App game?
yeah,
go ahead.
Buddy Murphy in the AEW game.
There.
That's what he looks like.
I'm allowed to do this.
Oh boy. Just side note here, speaking of Buddy Murphy, when Buddy Murphy does come back, it looks like Brodito has their 3rd man for a trio.
I'm here for it.
Yep, and that came from Bandito wanting to do that.
Oh.
Just for you, Dustin. Just there. Fuck me. I gotta drink more. Just
You
for
read
you,
better
Dustin.
when you drink.
I don't. I read worse when I don't drink. What does that tell you?
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like Steiner math, you know. Come
You
on,
just reversed it.
Look.
I
need
just
to
don't
drink
know
more.
either way.
I've been
Drinking or
too
not.
sober too long. It's over.
There you go. No, it'll be
Ugh.
it'll be very interesting. You know, I hope I'm getting the result I want because not because I spend a lot of money, but it's just like it's about fucking time. About fucking time. Okay. It's not, you know, whatever. It's like it is time. It is time for him to fucking basically say, big middle finger to all of you. This is what I can fucking do, and boom, because he never got that in AEW. Never.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who's completely underwhelmed by Oba every time I see and hear him?
No, Oba is a typical paper. I call him the paper, typical paper NXT like homegrown talent.
With my mic.
You know what I mean?
No, I can hear you, dude. What do you need?
Fuck.
No, I disappeared.
Huh.
I mean, I feel like he's pretty cut and paste average NXT wrestler type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just underwhelmed by the way he wrestles, by the way he talks, by the way he's put together. There's like none of it makes me just go like, oh, this dude. Yeah. And it's funny because I see other people talk about him like he's gonna be a WrestleMania main eventer in the next 5 years. And I was like, man, I don't see him opening the show in 5 years. Like he's okay, but he's just okay. And he's only been okay for a long time. Like they try to push his presence a long way. It kind of reminds me of Jade Cargill. Where the presence goes a certain distance, but it wasn't until she was put together with Naomi that we started seeing something where you're going, this is solid, right? Like there was a lot of presence can only take you so far. And it just feels to me like he's pretty overwhelmingly average. So for me, I think that it would be nice to see someone like a Ricky take that title and just do something with it. Because I've been so disinterested.
Okay. Yeah. What the fuck happened here?
I'd even say,
is he fucking around with OBS again?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I think I was getting alcohol, but anyways, no. With Ricky, and this is where I think for him, if they let him carry, if Shawn Michaels loves him as much as people say, and everybody else back there, this is where now he's really needing to, this is where we're preparing you for that. Because I think sometimes I feel like they know what mistakes they've made with some people who've come up and fizzled right away. And he's not one to do that. Because if he fizzles right away, he will never recover from that. He won't.
No.
I don't care whose friend you're with.
That was weird.
We didn't know what you were doing. But yeah, I
couldn't hear.
We heard everything you said.
Yeah, we heard everything you said. Yeah, we were like, "What's going on over there?"
I was like, "What's his problem? He's freaking out."
I couldn't hear. My camera wasn't showing. A bot showed up.
You were all of a sudden. It was like you turned your camera off, and then we could hear you. And no episode 2, folks. No episode 2, and that
for everybody.
Yeah, hour and a half in. Okay. We were doing good. So just so you know, almost
right up at the top, you missed it. When we cut from Marv to you, there was a hard cut that showed everyone and then you, and it was rough. It was rough.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
We fucked up right away. Going out of Marv into the solo shot never happened.
Okay.
When do I ever get a solo shot on this show? Don't put me.
Do you want a solo shot?
I do not.
I was going to say
Amanda gets them for her segments.
Yeah, I don't have a segment. I am the segment.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Maybe
you
I
need a fucking gimmick.
You need a gimmick, brother. Apparently, I stole Marsh's.
You did.
His.
I don't know, man.
Emporium of whatever. Yeah.
See, you can't even show respect to the guy you stole it from.
Right, because you couldn't hear anything, Digi. Are you?
Yes.
What is your opinions on Oba? Because the way I asked before for fairness was, am I the only one underwhelmed by him overall?
He is nothing more than a next step in, what's his name? Fucking Omos. Nothing different.
Yeah. Except
he feels like Omos meets Apollo Crews. He looks like an Apollo Crews type. He's got the body, but he moves like Omos.
Yeah, but
and they're pushing him like he's a giant, but he's not.
Like Omos at least could get over in Japan. I feel like
that was
Oba
great.
Needs to, maybe they need to take him off TV for a while. He's run his course. They need to new program, in my opinion. Just
For me-
putting a title on him for title's sake is what you do with Mercedes Monet, not with somebody who's supposed to be a credible threat.
Dang. Dang.
Yeah.
But no, I think that, what can he do when he doesn't have that belt?
I mean, I haven't seen him do shit with it, realistically. Like,
No.
when I matches, I'm always like, whatever. Like,
No, like Javon stuff. I mean, that was but I'm really glad that Javon got that seal of approval from fucking Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Fucking great moment, man. Young OG. Young OG.
And it's like, I'm underwhelmed. Like, when he started off, he came in hot. I was interested. I wanted to see, is he going to be better than,
yeah, is he better than the obvious thing?
Yeah.
Right. But, yeah, without a title, what point does he serve?
I think with the title, what point does he serve? That's my whole point.
That-
We've gotten very
that
far
too.
away from titles serving a point.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, look at the whole fucking Punk Seth thing, Drew and Punk thing. Like, all the fucking titles, even on the big show, feels like nothing. Fucking Becky Lynch hasn't been title, and I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I mean, the most exciting thing is the thought of someone else having it, not even someone taking it off of her. Just the idea of just who else could have it. But then at the same time, you got Julia with U.S. title, and you never seen her since.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because Julia's great.
She's so good.
Like,
That's what I mean. The act of having a title doesn't mean anything anymore. So even being the NXT champion, especially when they're going to dilute the NXT championship with the TNA championship, you're going to have Trick coming out there being like, I'm carrying this brand too. No, you're not. You're not even carrying the other one.
Yeah, they didn't even want you there.
Yeah.
The whole Mean Girls. You don't even go here.
I hated that Bianca thing so much. You've no idea. I'm so glad she got away from that.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking now that it will be very interesting to see. I think that with Ricky, when he is the champion, not if, but it's a when. Because I'm sorry if you people don't think that way,
It's
then
a win.
you're stupid. You're stupid. You're fucking stupid.
No.
I will fly to your home, knock on your door, and if you don't answer, I will wait. I will stalk you. I will follow you wherever you go, just so I can get in your face and say, "You're stupid."
Well, it is a win because you look at the male roster feud. We've talked about 2, and there's plenty more, and none of them matter. And even if we took you out of the picture, Ricky by far is entertaining. He's polished. He matters. He has something to do in the brand that isn't just mutual masturbation.
Well, it matters to that brand, but I would argue that NXT has proven itself time and time again for over a decade that it does not matter. They've really done everything they can to prove that no matter what you do in NXT and how successful you are in NXT, it doesn't fucking matter. And Homecoming was this great highlight of that. It was, look at all these former champions that we fucking hung the brand on that went on to do nothing and to be failures.
Yeah.
And that we released a year later and we're bringing back now for a cheap pop, but we haven't used them in 8 years. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, they're just, Homecoming to me was a reiteration and a highlight reel of nothing in NXT matters. Even showing Asuka, which, as I mentioned before, I didn't even see, mentioning Asuka just reminds you that she was on a streak that was larger than anyone since Goldberg, and only to lose it immediately when she got to the main roster because she, quote, just as good as the main roster. NXT is just the minor leagues. So it really undercut the idea of dominance. Even dominating in NXT means nothing.
Yeah.
And
So, go ahead.
that part I get, and I really understand where you're coming from. Okay? It's not that I'm disagreeing with you, the transition. But and the terms of the microcosm for everybody, that there are very few people that in the modern roster that people give a fuck about, that are memorable, that do anything beyond exist.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the biggest problem I think they have with NXT, is you have 3 or 4 people you care about. Like Tatum Paxley has no fucking title. None. Not even close to it. But you know she exists because she's just her own little fucking world. But you always want to see what she's going to do next.
For now, I feel like NXT or indie talent's ticket to being able to forever work the indies, but it's not your ticket into being successful in this field on a large scale.
Yeah.
Right? Like we said before, you can always be successful and take care of your family. And from a we want people to have our jobs and all that shit. That's all great. And I'm not going to try to take away from that, but I'm also not going to try to harp on that or focus on that, because that's not who we are. We don't care about your personal lives when we're talking about what we're watching on TV, right? Because yeah, we want everyone to do well. We want everyone to be successful. We want everyone to be peaceful. We want peace, love, everything, right? Humanity aside, from what we're watching now, you go a lot, like out of 10 years of NXT, we've got 5 or 6 people who have been mainstream success. And the rest of the people are just around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Got no argument there. But I'm looking, because you're right. No argument. Got none from me. I'm taking it from the standpoint of what do they have right now? Because that's they're pushing the NXT brand. They've got this whole fucking to do. It's who matters. Who is your standout? When, say what you will, Joe Hendry isn't even part of the fucking company, and is more well known than half of the male roster, easily 2/3.
And he's in their intro.
Yeah,
which I think is a shame.
It's a shame, but it also says something.
It does. It highlights the uselessness and lack of reasoning for putting this on a national television show. You know what I mean? Like, it really highlights that we don't care about NXT and we don't do anything with NXT. And just because you're in NXT doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, it should go back to being, I mean, not that the network exists, but when I started watching NXT, it was a network exclusive show.
Yeah.
It was only for the network. And so you could watch these guys on the network, but now that it's on national TV, you expect more out of it. And you watch, and I'm actually getting less out of it.
Yeah.
So I go, well, then what the fuck is all the... You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You're not wrong.
Watch NXT, the less, and the more the more years that I watch the people from NXT come up and disappear, the more I realize that watching NXT loses its fun when you realize that you've been watching these people for their entire careers, and before you know it, you've seen their entire career. You know what I mean? In the bad way. Like, it's not like when Sammy and KO and Balor came through there, you know, or the Four Horsemen coming through there, and you rally behind them, and then you watch them. Oh shit, look what they're doing now. Watching Becky go from NXT and floundering is what made watching Becky succeed on the main roster so exciting. That's my point. You're going back and showing these people with floundering failed gimmicks who also never got that big transition on the big one, right? That's what we were saying before. The Becky anomaly, the Four Horsewomen anomaly is the best part. You know what I mean? The Sammy and KO is the best part, where you go, man, I really liked them when they were doing that, and now look at them. And we just don't have it like that very often anymore.
And I remember, because, I watched when Becky debuted, and she was nothing more than an Irish stereotype. That was her entire fucking gimmick. Yeah. It was horrible. I'd argue she didn't even become relevant in the conversation until Nia Jax busted her nose open. And it was one cameraman that made her the star she is. Otherwise, she'd be mid-card at best.
We've debunked that 100 times, and I'd be happy to debunk it again. But the short answer to that is, couldn't be more wrong. Creating an iconic moment in the middle of someone's rise. Becky was there for a reason. She was already leading the charge. And that was 6-7 months after the SummerSlam 2019, where she turned on Charlotte and the whole fucking business exploded. She started calling herself the man. 3 weeks later, before the thing happened. The man was already created and was already the top. And I can send it to you later because I'm not supposed to have it, but I have a form that was given to the internal people about the rise of Becky being such as Austin well before the nose break ever happened. So I would say that was an iconic moment in her rise, but it was not a defining moment in where she was going.
Well, it's much in the same way. And I'll counter with that point is very few people remember, if it wasn't thrown in your face, the Austin 316 promo. Nobody gave a fuck about stunning Steve Austin. Nobody gave two shits. You know? Even when he was part of the...
Yeah, not the public.
Right. And we were at that same line of that moment made it matter. That one phrase, that one moment, that first kick point. It's not that she wasn't going to be a star, far from it. But that was a moment that it made the public take more notice than, like, it shortened that time period, I think, where you would see another couple of years.
I think all it changed was, I would say that likely is the reason Becky ended up in the main event of WrestleMania. The main event of WrestleMania was going to be Charlotte, and the broken nose made it had to be Becky. Charlotte didn't have a reason to be there anymore other than she was promised that match, so they left her in the match. So I do think Becky doesn't go to the main event of WrestleMania without the broken nose, because we would have already had Ronda versus Becky at Night of Champions.
Right.
But they didn't ever get that
kind
match.
of see where I'm at.
The broken nose. But being the biggest star in the business and being the man, that was already underway. We were already there.
Right. It shortened the timeline.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. You know, she would
And I
have
also wonder that without Ronda, if any woman gets into the main event of WrestleMania. I gotta think without Ronda, there's no chance.
I would agree 100%.
And so I think the broken nose created the imagery that they needed, the iconic moment that they needed. Like you said, the Stone Cold in front of the thing, Mankind off the Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
It didn't change the fact that Mankind was already beloved and was already a star, but now we have that image that we can go back and look at and say, yeah, but do you remember this moment? That's when I knew. That's when I felt it, XYZ. But the trajectory was already there for all of them, you know?
Right.
It just was a matter of something for the people to latch onto and make a T-shirt out of. Although, to be honest, they didn't capitalize on the broken nose as much as they probably could have.
Oh, yeah. That's what surprised me.
I think that was out of respect to her. She didn't like that happened.
Yeah. And
it was a really, really scary moment for her.
And it put a lot of heat, unfortunately, on Nia for whatever reason. And that was part of why she was gone. Because
I don't think that was unjust.
I won't disagree there, but we as aficionados of this wonderful sport, we recognize shit happens, you know.
Yeah.
And
although that was an intentional shit happening, that wasn't a slip up. You can watch it 100 times and see exactly what happened.
That I don't deny. Yeah. But you know, given
there was no misfooting.
Well, unless
she looks right at her, grabs her by the fucking, and just poof. And you're like, I wonder what's going to happen if I do this.
That would be an Amanda move. Oop.
Yeah, that's true. That's some Amanda shit right there. I didn't know your nose was so soft.
So vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I didn't realize. I thought your nose was like clay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's like I get the idea of bringing AJ Lee back, and I think it has some wheels for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But after this whole power couple feud thing is done, where does she go from there? Because they have her on a 2-year contract.
Is it 2 years? I was wondering how long she's gonna be there. Because here's the deal. I actually believe the opposite question. When do we get started with an actual AJ Lee story that we care about? Because this whole thing couldn't care less. This
No,
whole
and it's
thing,
not
messy. It's blatant. The thing is, the problem is, and I know that, like, you know, Becky's doing the best she can to lean into it, but the Becky Hogan stuff comes from the fact that every fucking time you go, oh, of course. Oh, okay. Oh, it's Becky. Oh, it's going to be Becky. Oh, yep, here's Becky. Oh, okay, Becky gets this. And it does play off as though whether she has any influence or not is debatable, whatever. She clearly must have some. She's got the groundwork. But there is a sense of, here we go again. We're bringing back another old person for Becky to have a mid-match with, if even it gets that good. You know what I mean? All of the matches she's had with old talent coming in, and I don't mean old as in like aged out, but old as in you haven't wrestled in a long time, has gone catastrophic.
Yeah.
I don't know. That Bella match was catastrophic to a fucking nth
That,
degree.
but then Nikki
That's what I
Knight-
just said. It was not good. And then she
Right.
had a great match with Asuka on Monday.
Yeah.
So we know Nikki's capable. And then the Lita match that she had, the tag matches she had with Lita were shit. The fucking matches she had with Trish were shit.
Yep.
She's had like a lot of no good. The last person who came back and had a decent match was, in the same exact breath, was when in Saudi, Lita and Becky had that one match that went really well. And since then, Becky has not had any good matches with anyone outside of Bianca. She had a couple okay matches with Rhea, but then that was kind of it. And so it comes time to AJ Lee comes back and you just go, are we doing this again? We're bringing back someone to have a shitty feud and match with Becky for no reason? And we're going to hang our hats on this whole fucking we're married thing? Like, we got tired of the couples thing a long time ago, back when Lacey and Baron were tagging. You know what I mean? Like, it's not translating to anyone I know, except for the people in or the people just fair, but they love anything. They love everything because they paid so much fucking money that they have to. If I spend $700 to go to a show, I'm having a great time because I can't stand the concept of losing $700 and not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
No,
spend
you-
so much money,
like-
you have to like it.
Thank
know what I
you.
mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
And-
saying.
Yeah.
Please, wrestling
Like-
gods.
Right?
You
They
know-
they paid to like it. They didn't pay to see how they feel about it.
They,
You know what I
they
mean?
paid for the I was there.
Yes, that's all they want. So I was there for this. I was there for that. Exactly. And so, yeah. So for me, my question about AJ Lee is thank God she's got a 2-year contract because maybe we can get out of this in a month and move on to Bailey and Lyra and Roxanne. And when Liv comes back, maybe we
Bayley-
could even have a fucking headbutt with Nikki and AJ. That would be interesting.
She should, because that I think would be the next one you go for.
I
Because you
think
can,
all that stuff could be.
yeah, I
That's
would
probably the
love
most logical. But I'm okay
Yes.
with logical just to move the fuck on.
Yeah.
For Becky said.
I think the Bailey Lyra program is entertaining the fuck out of me, and I
love
can't
it.
explain why. Just
Because Bailey's a master.
oh yeah, and she has a
I
nice
told
ass.
you-
That makes it better.
She's got a nice everything. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I like the way that it strikes me shades of the Joker Sting thing in TNA. Did you ever watch any of that?
Yeah. So we got a little Joker Sting in there. I think we got hints of Three Faces of Foley. I think
Yeah.
we got a little bit of Goldust doing his Tourette's thing. I think we're getting like high level, deep level of things that she liked
Yes.
growing up. You know what I mean? The stuff that really captivated her outside of Macho, which is obviously one of her biggest inspirations of all time. But I do think, I mean, I mentioned it weeks ago on episode 1 that if anyone could pull off a 3-pole Foley concept, from
It's her.
scratch, it's probably her. You know, and so I think what we're really getting is kind of a two-face thing, which is obviously why she wore the white and black. And
Right.
I noticed on first watch, I rewatched it a second, saw a little bit more, but at first watch, it looked like while she was yelling at Lyra, it looked like she was predominantly using her right arm, which was in a
Yes.
black sleeve, and had her white sleeved arm a little more less involved.
Like
But I did watch it, what did move a little bit. So I do wonder if we're going to see exaggerations on sides depending on what she's wearing, you know?
and it kind of felt, to me, as we had the heel that we've had with Bailey or the attempt at, and then we have this other personality of the hugger Bailey sort of doing that.
Yes.
Where it's like on one side, I want to help her. It's so great. I want to give her a hug. The other side is fuck her. She's weak. She's useless. We can do better. And I'm here for that. I think if, and I agree. I think if anybody can pull that high level of shit, it's her. Of anybody.
Yeah. And I honestly think it comes from her time in the Thunderdome.
Yes.
I think the level of confidence she got in her own ability to pull off a character came through the Thunderdome when there weren't fans ruining the show.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times fans think they're so important that they will actively sabotage the entire show.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's like the IWC and wrestling gimmicks. It's like, shut the fuck up.
yeah. I mean, I think we can say with pride that we are happy to tell ourselves to shut the fuck up, and we're not here for the clicks. We're not here for the likes. We're here for the camaraderie. We're here for the conversation. And that's the important bit, right? We're not here to be able to find ground to punch down on someone. We're here to take anybody, whether we like their ideas or not, and just bring them into the circle. You know,
unless it's Johnny Gargano, and then in which case, fuck him. But
I know, but if I saw him in public, I'm probably going to spit at him, but I'm not going to ask for an autograph.
Amanda, your mic.
It keeps muting. I don't know why. Anyways, but no, I was saying Johnny Gargano, and then of course in my little bubbly world,
Tony Khan.
No, I'll beat him down all day, every day.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that Bishop texted me during NXT and said, this was out of the blue, not preempted by anything. There's no text above it. Just says, you're right. Sean Spears is probably the worst wrestler of all time. Him and Johnny Gargano just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And I was all like, yeah, dude, I don't come on.
I watched him in the ring and I'm like, what part of this is 10? Where is perfect 10 in this?
Yeah. That's
I knew he was a failure from the moment he was released, and immediately went on a podcast and said, there's still a lot of legs on this 10 gimmick. And I went, oh, he doesn't get it.
Yeah. He doesn't understand.
No.
Yeah.
You pulled the Rooster card. That fucking dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, you still don't have a clue, dude.
Dude,
really don't have a clue.
Do you remember that guy?
The Red Rooster?
Yeah, the dude that his whole gimmick was that he was supposed to think he was the cock of the walk, so he decided to act like a fucking chicken.
Yeah, it wasn't that he thought he was a chicken.
No, I mean that
it was that he was. Yeah, it was that he was the big cock.
Right, except that he was doing like clucking and shit. He was a fucking.
Did you never watch Hook, dude?
I
watched someone's face is psychological warfare.
Look, Marv and I are gonna have to take you into the production room and have a talk with you.
Bully Ray style.
Yeah, Marv is the HR department of Wrestling on the Rocks.
That can't be, because he wouldn't have had to negotiate. He would just roll his own ticket.
No, that just means he had to cry that Marsh had his hand up his ass, and that therefore would have been a hostile work environment.
Yeah, it was clogging up his fart path.
Yeah.
Sphincter counting, as he called it, if I remember correctly.
Oh, good.
Yeah, see? My God, we need a Wiki Marv universe, I feel like.
We need a wiki for this podcast.
I was trying to draw him so I could do animated Marv for the intro and shit, and I am so fucking not good at drawing this motherfucker.
I know a guy, or a gal, really.
Not me.
Why? You forget I'm part of this team. I might be sick, but I know people.
You're sick in other ways too.
Well,
I bought specific Procreate brushes just to create the look of his hair, and I based off of people doing it, and I was like, oh, that's exactly the look I want him to have. And then I tried to do the same exact thing with the same exact brush, and I was like, it's a fucking mess. What the fuck happened?
Did Bob Ross ever do like animal? No, he never did animals. I was gonna say.
No, It was
Yeah.
always nature shit, but I think that was
Animals
because
are nature.
it was animals or nature, but that is also part and parcel to the fact that he was a pilot. Like, he was in the Air Force during Vietnam, and he went through and saw some shit.
I did not know that about good old
Yeah,
Ross. Oh, I love Bob
he
Ross.
was United States Air Force pilot during Vietnam.
Oh,
He was honorably discharged. He had quite the record. He was a badass.
he sounds like he was a badass. I would hang with Bob Ross. You know he was smoking the good weed. You know he was.
At some point, you gotta.
Well, there's secrets in that big old afro. I will say that.
That's a place to hide your stash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So did I tell y'all that I got a ticket to the show that's like outside of Tampa, the house show, the NXT one before the day before No Mercy?
You did not, but now that you've said that, I got a friend.
I paid for a second row ticket on the black market because
Right. Give me the dates. Because I know it's nice to travel with gals. I got a gal down there that I trust implicitly that if anything fucked happens, she's got your back.
trust me, I fear no wrestling fan. Okay, I fear none of them.
It ain't a matter of that. It ain't a matter of that. It's a
What?
matter of making sure we don't have to pay bail money to
Oh.
get you out of jail in Tampa. We don't.
There's not going to be anything because already I'm going into Florida knowing that one, as a minority and a woman, I'm not liked.
Uh,
I already know these things.
That is not even remotely true. But being a woman, that's not even remotely true.
All those red people, decided to, say, you know what? We don't care about women.
That's not.
We don't care
true.
about minorities. That's
None
a
of
red
that's
state.
true.
You
None
know,
of that is true.
come on. You have fucking a set of testicles. It's a little different.
I have a set of testicles, and you know what it's gotten me?
Nothing.
Ricked over the coals in court, fucked over when I needed help from social services.
Yeah.
I had to fight for disability,
Yeah.
even though I'm a veteran who has seen combat time. Do we really need to go over what my testicles have gotten me? Because all I can see is my daughter.
Well, I mean, but you know what I mean historically.
Historically speaking, Florida is a very good place for a lot of women I know who live there. Women of color, women who are from Cuba, women who are from Guatemala, women who are from Mexico.
They're not slant-eyed like me. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, they got some. They got the Hawaiian love.
They need to also, they need to have nail ladies. So
Well, I mean, we have nail ladies everywhere for a reason, Amanda.
I digress.
I used to get my nails done. All right.
Fancy.
Girl.
I know someone who needs their nails done.
What, girl? You were in like the nail capital of the fucking West Coast. What you doing?
No, not me.
Oh.
No, I do need a fill though before I go, but I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But no, I'm
Marsh?
talking. No, nobody on this show. No.
No, I was gonna say, does Marsh need his nails done?
No, sometimes.
Yeah.
See, no. I'm talking about people if you want to wear fancy, clothing and whatnot, and bougie ass jewelry. Yeah, sometimes you got to remember there's certain things you need to do.
And if you're a goth who likes fishnets, no.
You also, if you're a goth who likes fishnets, you also have to remember to shave your legs.
That's
You're not
true.
Tim Curry or Barry Bostwick.
Yeah, because that's just no.
Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about.
If you know, you know. It's right up there with spandex is a privilege, not a right.
Yes. Did you guys see Worlds Collide?
Worlds Collide. Yes. Yes, I did.
I know Marsh doesn't like the YouTube wrestling,
Yeah, I watch
However,
wrestling on YouTube, except for
However-
Jacob Fatu promos.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I
Well-
love you, Marv.
I hate you, Marv. Yeah.
Yeah, don't say that. He controls whether you have a spot on the show.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he
Didn't you-
doesn't.
Marsh is he's just a vessel.
I don't know. I don't know. But no, I would have thought, Marsh, you would at least saw Natty's match with Fabi Apache.
Bro.
That
I
was
saw a few clips of it.
night. That was the
Natty's
match of the night.
there's Natalia running and doing that whole fucking deal that she's been doing with the E forever. Then there's Natty, who is just brutal and stiff as fuck. Oh my!
Good.
I agree with Deuce on this. We need that Natty to show up on Monday Night Raw and fuck a bitch up.
Yeah. I also need to see fucking that Natty with Shayna Baszler.
Oh, dude,
Mhm.
Bloodsport. Like Josh Barnett. Why
That'd be
aren't
good.
we seeing this yet?
I would watch that in a heartbeat just because they're both so good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like two psychos right there. Like I'll just go at it.
I would even go so far because we all understand the Charlotte in-ring performance.
Mhm.
Natty's the type of bitch going, oh, you're going to short step me and fucking snatch that chick and throw her.
But I swear,
But
her and
Neidhart's not is the problem.
Huh?
You know, in on WWE, she's not the one who's gonna step up to somebody for short stepping her. She just goes, "Oh, I guess this is what this looks like," and she'll take every sacrifice to make
Yep.
herself look worse. So someone else looks better. But on
Yeah.
the indies and on these other shows, she's all like, "No, this is what I'm capable of." And what I think really what it is I think it's a tell all to the fans who love all this indie shit and never give her props for anything. I think she's like just waking them up, being like, it's not that what she's doing on WWE doesn't have its place or its reasoning. It's that she thinks at such a level that it does have its place and reasoning. And I perform the way I perform based off of where I'm at and what I need to accomplish. And I think that that's kind of the tell all that we're getting here is like, don't undermine me because you don't understand what I'm doing is at a higher level than you can comprehend. You know what I mean?
I made the offhand comment to Medusa that, if they got rid of Dolph Ziggler, why don't they get rid of Natalia? And she was like, do you understand what that woman does just behind the scenes alone? And I went, no, I don't. Nor does the average person. And she went and listed down just some of the talent where we've went, you improved. And she went, that is because Natalia took them and unfucked their situation. And I went, oh. And then I started looking at her differently. And then I got to see her, when she did the NWA shit, when she's done the AAA stuff. And I'm like, we need this Natty. This is what we want. Bring her back. Because, goddamn.
They won't let us have nice things.
Yeah. I had referred to Natty years ago to someone who worked there as I said, my impression is that Natty is the locker room's mama bear.
Yes.
And their response was absolutely. And nobody gets that, but she's the foundation of women's wrestling in the WWE.
And that is something I was told. And then as I've gotten because I've only been involved behind the scenes, knowing talent and otherwise, 6 years or so. It's Vicky Guerrero's fault. I'm one of the Vicky Guerrero people, And I've learned so much that if the average person fucking knew, like Dolph Ziggler, for example, he did everything that was there to do, and then he put everybody else over like $1 million. Was it to his detriment? To a degree. But at the same time, you could look at any Dolph Ziggler match and any move he got hit with hard, he made it look like $1 million fucking bucks. And you believed he about died.
My favorite Goldberg series of matches was with him and was the two of them. I think Ziggler and Goldberg's one of my favorite Goldberg scenarios of all time.
I liked, if we're doing the Goldberg thing, I liked his one match he did with Regal because you could tell he wasn't prepared for it, and it made him rethink his psychology mid-match. And it made him better for it.
Yeah.
You know, I think he needs to quit pushing Gage, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, not everybody can be Braun fucking Breaker, who, you know, is genetically born for that shit and the freaks that follow. You know, and like, when you look at tough men, and I thought about a lot of this, and you can tell me to shut the fuck up, and it's fine. I don't care. There have been dynasties of individuals that have come through the business, but the Fatu and the Tongans as a bloodline set have been the legacy in terms of what we consider professional wrestling, right? Can I follow me where I'm at here?
Yeah.
Okay. That, you know, the Steiners, you know, outside of the Samoan setup, is probably one of the most successful we've seen in a long while. And he does fuck all except kill people. Like, I Show Speed, you saw his soul leave his body. But at the same time, we as fans recognize when he did that roll in midair, he protected the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And that was a dude that had no fucking business being anywhere near anything wrestling related. You know, Logan Paul's kind of warmed up on me because it's, yeah, he's a douchebag, but at the same time, I can't deny what the kid can do in the ring.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Right. And to a degree, that bothers me. But then again, I think of, well, other shitty people have been great professional wrestlers too. Why not a Logan Paul? You know?
WWE roster has a couple of their fair share of those.
Oh, yeah, and then we can get to levels of shittiness down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because let's be real here. There is no company on the planet that doesn't have some shitty, sketchy, shady, perverse people. It's part and parcel of the business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
Well,
the phrase is true, and Marsh has agreed on camera. I know because I watched the clip that some of your favorites are just shitty people. You might not realize it, but it's true.
yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I am here to tell all of y'all. Yeah, y'all know. Y'all know. I mean, there's good people, there's bad people. I've said it before, guys, on episode 1. You know, and when you champion the good people, it's
AJ Styles.
Yeah,
I will forever rep that man because he is one of the few people in the business that has ever stood by his morals, regardless of what you believe. He stood by his morals, his dedication to Wendy, his dedication to his kids. No matter what you believe, that man is a G. You know, he wasn't a fucking whore backstage. You know who else isn't a whore backstage?
well, duh.
Right.
Duh.
There's another one who doesn't get their flowers.
No,
but
she needs as many flowers as there are.
Jessica Havoc is been doing this for fucking ever, dude. Marsh, you have respect for Jessica Havoc, right? Or am I just out of my mind on
I
this
haven't
one?
seen a ton of her, but I know that what I've seen I've thought was cool.
She's got great matches with Tessa Blanchard back in the
She's
day.
done great matches with Tessa. She worked through a Luna Vachon match where she wasn't medicated.
Luna, yeah.
Like, that's how long she's been doing this. Luna was still alive, and she was just a tiny little thing. And, like, even as a person, like, not many talent, like, there are probably two that stand out beyond Daphne, which is a sore subject for me, but her and Rosemary, Courtney Rush, as it were, they emphasize the idea of mental health, which in the wrestling business is kind of a thing that, you know, I know, serious subject, but when's the next time I'm going to get Marsh to say something serious?
It was one of the interesting things when I worked with X-Pac was one of the things I liked that he had said was that he doesn't blame wrestling for the shit he did and the drugs he was on. And he did say that he doesn't believe that wrestling is the cause of those types of things. But he did say, but the nature of what wrestling was, especially at the time, definitely attracted a type of person who was capable of falling into those traps. Yeah. And I remember thinking about that a lot and like really thinking about, you know, the carny outlaw sort of thing. And it was something else that Deuce and I thought was that the idea of this traveling circus was such that you could get away with a lot of shit. You weren't in town very long. You know what I mean? And so there was just always a feeling of by a number of people, especially people who got power, was, well, I can get away with this now here because by the time that anyone even says or reports anything, we'll be so long gone that they're going to forget by the time we're back. You know? And I remember it was kind of a cool, this was before the days of the dark side of the ring and shit, when you could really like dig into the whys of stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking it was kind of cool to think about just the idea of like, yeah, it did attract a certain kind of person who wanted to kind of live a life on the run, whether you were or weren't.
Well, and a lot of that
because to be on the run at a certain point, you know.
I'm kind of a weird historian. Okay, I know you're like Digi. You're not a weird historian of anything, but you know, being a gypsy was the start of where professional wrestling began because of the predetermination. That it was used as a means to get people into the tent to pay money, and then other people got involved and brought in a lot of shit. So what initially started as a nice grift became other things. What up, Willis?
Willis.
So, you know, and you're right, once you hit that level of debauchery, like one of our first presidents in the country was a professional wrestler, Abraham Lincoln.
He's a leg wrestler.
Yep. Abraham Lincoln was, in fact, a professional wrestler. This is history. Right. And there's been other famous people that was their start because that was the nature. And then it hit this level of debauchery that was just... I like to think that the territories didn't make it any better, especially with painkillers. You know?
Oh, it did make it better, but I mean, I would say that it depended on your status there, right? Like Lawler didn't travel the territories; he stayed in his territory, and so he had a reason to be invested in the community and the people and the area, and he was going to be seen a lot. So he stayed sober. He was very public in that area. But the majority of the talents during the territory days would be in a territory for 6 months to a year, and then be on the other side of the country for 4 weeks, and then the other side of the country for 5 weeks. You know what I mean? Like it was, most people were traveling like crazy. So it kind of created a bunch of this dichotomy in there.
Yeah. Like one of the people I'm surprised about, and I know completely off topic of what we're going to talk about, but you know, I look at Diamond Dallas Page, who was the outlier of what anybody would consider a viable champion, you know, who became viable, granted one note, shitty gimmick walking into the buyout, But at the end of the day, this dude has taken people who've been addicted for fucking ever and a day and rehabilitated them to where they can function. Like nobody expected Mick Foley to be able to fucking walk after he got tossed off a cage. Like he's the edifice for, the Kyrie Sanes putting themselves in a trash can and going off the side. He made it fucking cool and it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
But we as commentators, as fans, see it differently. We're not and I try with Amanda to keep that mindset that we know behind the curtain a lot of things that the average person doesn't know, and you can't translate that. Like, you've worked with Hall of Famers. You've worked with some of the biggest names in the business. So when I say that we know more than the average person and we can't necessarily translate that to them, like, am I wrong in that idea? Because I rarely ever get a chance to talk to you that isn't, hey buddy, what time do we go on?
What do you mean by translate?
Like, as an example, like, I was the first person that was not a wrestling talent, and I don't talk about this often, okay? I was the first person in Daphne's chat that was not a professional wrestler trying to talk her off the ledge, okay?
Yeah.
I was live with Medusa, but at the same juncture, I was her moderator for her Twitch chat. We were talking about her rebranding, but at the same time, we talked about her struggles. Like the shit, most of you can watch the dark side of the ring, but even the wrestlers that knew her had no idea just what was in her head. Right? And even I don't, to a degree. But if you looked on the outside and you were just a fan going into her chat, you would think nothing was wrong. Because that is what she was meant to portray in order for her to remain in her state of fame. Much in the same way of like, we'll even go with a recent one, AJ Lee. She spent the last 10 years rehabbing her neck.
Yeah.
And most people are never going to understand that is hard work and dedication that most people will never understand. She could live like that and just be an author and just show up to signings. But for her to be considered ring ready required an effort that is beyond what most people would consider day to day. It's not like she jumped up on a treadmill yesterday.
Yeah, or even worthwhile. Most people don't think of that level of work as worth it on the other side. Right.
X-Pac, he's a guy that pushed his body to some significant limits. Anybody who's old school ECW, being able to talk with somebody like, I got to talk with Sabu for a few minutes. I got to talk with Baby Doll. I got to talk with a lot of people that I have no business ever having that conversation with. And there's just a lot that most people don't see, and they don't think that their favorite wrestler, as it were, or some of their old school went through some shit. Sunny was the first, I guess you would say, sex symbol of the wrestling business. She was center folded and all. What people only recently learned was the amount of painkillers and issues she went through. And that's a thing. If people want to know why she is the way she is, because addiction is a bitch. And, outside looking in, a lot of people didn't initially understand that was the root cause point. But that's not because the business made it so. It's that the business provided access.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like what X-Pac was saying, was that
Right.
it doesn't turn you into an addict, but it makes it really easy to become one if you're inclined to be one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it can happen accidentally, like you said, because addiction is what it is, right? You might just think, oh, I'm going to have this thing this one time. And next thing you know, I've been on this thing for years now.
Right. It's like, people want to criticize, and I know I'm defending the E. Fuck me, I know. Part of the reason I feel like they got rid of Matt Riddle, apart from the allegations, was that, he kept popping on piss just for shit that he knew he wasn't supposed to be doing. And they went, but this is the shit that happens when you don't trap down on the shit. So, that is what they did in process. And I don't think it has, because I've seen the allegation. It goes, Linda McMahon, X, Y, and Z. It's like, no. Because they know what can happen if they don't curtail it in the end. Amanda's known some people because some of the entities are rife with that shit. You know some horror stories that most people are never going to hear, right?
And then some.
Right. I mean, we can look at, and I'm going to hit a sore subject, one of my favorites, which should tell you that I'm not beyond this conversation of rose-tinted glasses. Marty Skrull was an alcoholic. No question. Party fucking Marty is how I got to even know he existed. Great in the ring, but part of dealing with this pain and shit he was going through was alcoholism. And it took the situation that would have ended his career to go, I got a fucking problem. And in turn, he changed his life. Not everybody changes their life. There are people like, you would expect somebody like Sandman to be a huge alcoholic. Surprisingly not.
Yeah.
He didn't drink much of that beer before he smashed it on his head.
No.
Yeah.
No. And a lot of times he pours, like when you see him now, it's like he pours it down someone's throat and really he's not drinking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. More of it ends up on the floor.
And he's
oh my gosh. Lunar.
Hola, ¿cómo están ustedes?
Hola.
The old Lunar.
I'm Man Bear Pig. Who's that?
Mutation.
Man Bear Pig.
Beer Peg.
I don't know.
Salutations, my dude.
It's greeting and salutations.
And I know I kind of.
Yes.
¿De dónde eres, Luna?
Why are we speaking in Spanish?
Because I fucking can.
Oh.
We are inclusive in this podcast.
Okay.
I think.
Can I tell you guys kind of a little rant I have?
Go.
Yeah.
Out of the blue. So I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I went to Target.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that at Target, because they have that limited edition John Cena run of all these different figures, I guess, from the different whatevers, has his own little display on an end cap.
Yeah.
I thought they'd have like more of stock. No. All the resellers got them.
A John Cena Target exclusive?
Yes, they're Target.
Oh, that the clear one?
Yeah.
No, not the clear one. No. There's a whole series.
They got a whole line of from like the Attitude Era,
the
Ruthless Aggression on up.
Yep.
I think the only thing they don't have is the full word life. I know they've got the thing with the Nux, but they don't have where you get the clock in the Nux, and he was calling Stephanie McMahon a whore.
Yeah, no, we don't have that one. But I mean, there was enough that it had his own. It was Target only had it, and it had its own thing. Not there. Again, you know what? I'm glad I bought the Ricky Stark Saints Walmart limited edition AEW figure.
Fuck
Because
yeah.
they never got it in mine. So thank you, eBay. And then now, because of the all out sale on Ringside Collectibles, they have the last Ricky AEW figure, which I don't have because I've not found it in the wild.
I tried for your birthday. I did.
Nah, my birthday's in.
Oh, the
I
3-pack?
know.
Was that what you're talking about? The 3-pack?
No, there's a
they're
3-pack.
singles.
This is in singles.
Yeah.
Like they have the Ruthless Aggression one is one of
Yeah.
them. They've got
I know
Word
they have.
Life, and You Can't See Me. That's a 3-pack.
They're,
No,
but
they-
they have singles as well. The singles have a little extra.
3-pack was Walmart, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Target
I
had
still haven't seen it
singles.
either. Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out for you because I
Yeah.
know wrestling is big here.
Well, no, but the Ricky Stark Saint one is now $16.
Yes.
So I think people now discovered that, oh, let me buy that because he's in WWE now. But
Oh, yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. But it was very interesting to me because usually those like Walmart exclusive or the Target exclusive AEWs, they usually have like a billion of them because nobody wants them.
Yeah.
That popular.
I've been wondering,
On the back, though.
like,
Great game.
I've been wondering if that they've kind of gotten in bed to a degree with Cardona and his gimmick and what they're doing with Magnum TA's company.
Mhm.
Are you talking about Powerline?
Yeah, there's Powerline and then there's the other one.
Powerline's in a heap of shit right now, and
Yeah.
there's a good chance that they're actually scamming everyone who's involved with them.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'd heard that. I had heard that.
Yeah, there's a lot going on about that, and I'm one of the ones who lost money on the deal. So, not that I was like invested in it, but I bought one figure that still hasn't even they took down all their contact information. I can't even reach out to them. I've emailed 3 times to the one that even emailed me about the confirmation and said with any questions reply back. No
Right.
responses on any of them. And then there's a whole lot going around about just the phoniness of a lot of what they're doing and even the amount of money that the stars who signed for them would even be getting. Like one of because they tried to get, I think it wasn't Stan Hansen. It was one of I think it was Bobby Eaton. Because Cornette talked about it. It was one of his guys, and so he was like, "Send me the contract before you sign it." And he looked at it and he was like, "They have to sell like 2 million of these before you can even make 50 grand."
Mhm.
He's all like, "How much do you think you're going to make on this?" You know what I mean? Like you're going to make dollars on if they sell hundreds, they're making it all. You're making sense, you know. And so there's a whole lot going on with them, and they're not being responsive about stuff, and
Yeah, that's some shit. Like, that's why I trust Cardona more because he's sort of an aficionado of the matter.
Mhm.
I think as a personal collector, he feels more dedicated to other collectors than a lot of these carny folk go back to their carny ways and go like, hey, we can get money from them now, and if we make them the thing, great. If not, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, to them it's like win-win whether they do the right thing or not, you know.
Yeah. And I agree with that entirely. That's why I put a lot of credo into Cardona and just that entire ecosphere is going on because you're right. They're collectors. They recognize a point in the business and didn't shortchange anyone.
Yeah.
I haven't heard one person disagree with, they fucked me. I haven't heard one person, but I have heard that Magnum TA's company has got some problems.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on over there.
Yeah.
But
I think that's some of the issues with I think some of these companies that are bringing figures out and stuff like that. But
Like,
I'm waiting anxiously for Jazzwares to bring out the more of the ROH collection because I'm waiting for the Colt Cabana one. Finally he gets a proper figure. I still don't have the one, by the way, that the that Cardona made.
Didn't
I don't
And-
have it.
I need you to correct me, Amanda, because you'd be the best person to know.
Hmm.
Didn't Marty get his own figure from someone at some juncture or no?
He did. He
He
had
did.
one from Rev Pro.
From Rev Pro?
Yes, I have it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
The package is meh, but it was the last one, and I had to have it. So
talk to the
ROH,
man.
right?
what? I'm sorry.
The ROH figure, right?
No, they need to make an ROH figure for
No,
Jack figures.
He had one that was before that.
Yeah, he's just in basic black gear.
Oh, the Revolution one.
That's Rev Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one on eBay from Rev Pro
Yeah, that's the one I have. Mhm.
for like $80, and it's not impressive by any means.
Oh yeah, no, I have that one. Yeah, no, I have that one. Yeah, I do.
I have the
know.
micro brawler.
Yeah, I want a micro brawler. Well, I'm still like, I need to get with Amanda and get the collection.
I have stuff for you. No, the
Yes.
Marty figure, mine, I have it still in the package. There's
Mhm.
one on eBay, you can see the package.
Yeah, it's 85. I just looked at it.
I paid, it was like 30, but my package is damaged, but it doesn't matter
Right.
because of the doll. But
Ugh.
I know
I got the micro brawler where he has the mask on, and I put the
I
little
have all
NWA
the
title on it.
microbrawlers. I even have the one we call Big Daddy because he was the only one that made a tall one, and it's the one of his first one with the fur coat and all of
The
that.
2-up.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
thought there was a Japanese one as well, because I know a lot of people sleep on the Japanese figures.
No, he did not have one. Mm-mm.
God damn it.
Yeah, no, I've looked. So the only figures that Rev Pro and then the micro brawlers were the
I
only
mean,
ones.
the funny thing is that the Rev Pro one looks a lot like those shitty Japanese ones.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
So
They
you could have just
do.
seen that one out of the package and been like, that's probably one of those.
Yeah,
Well-
probably some generic young lion or something.
Some fucking, shit where people just made a custom figure.
Yeah. I need to get the Chase variant of Ricky's micro brawler.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, Marsh. I have arranged for the possibility of a guest who has some of that insight. That might be a good connection.
You
I
bring
got
on
some,
whoever you want.
it ain't about me bringing on. I'm trying to introduce you to good people.
You can bring on whoever you want. Talk to them
All
whenever
right.
you want.
Mhm.
All
I'll
right.
send you a link. Whatever.
I'll talk to Babs. She's all about it. She wants to hook up with us.
Yeah,
But,
she's on all the time. She could talk to Amanda here.
Oh yeah, I'll let her know because I know she's all about it. They're supposed to set up in December, but she's by way of knows people that are close with the Hardys who've been in their promos and shit. So, anywho,
Yeah.
$42
isn't bad for a variant, a Chase.
no, because I feel like there are people like that who have revolutionized the business that deserve their own figures. Because people can say whatever they want about them, but when somebody hears "too sweet," whoop whoop, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Plain and fucking simple.
People forget.
And it's much like Nakamura. People forget WWE does not run strong style by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
And
They also neglect the fact that that's why he wanted to go to WWE, so he wouldn't have to do that anymore.
that is true. That
like-
I won't argue that too. Well,
He
strong
adamantly
style.
did not want to wrestle that way anymore, so he's like, I wanted an easier schedule.
Well, and strong style's hard on the body, so when you see people that can actually fucking do it, it's brutal.
Is he injured and that's not why we're seeing him?
They're not revamping his gimmick, they are building up to his gimmick. if
Gotcha.
that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Because he's kind of that lone samurai gimmick, and they're sort of building, like, right now, he's not involved directly, but if my understanding is correct, and grain of salt this bitch, because he was leaning hard into that dark samurai shit, they're trying to build a faction to put more legs on the Wyatt Six. Not that they're not now on a better track, but they're trying to build people a little bit more. As an example, Rollins faction is one that has been kicked around because they want to do more with the numbers. You know, the obvious is the Judgment Day. You know, the one they hinted at was them beating the shit out of Gargano, which I'm here for. Because it's Gargano.
Just don't think we need more factions. I think we need a lot less, because the factions, I think, are starting to ruin the product in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because we can't have matches now without being like, all right, well, wake me up when someone interferes.
Yep.
Like,
Here's
it
an
feels a
eight-man.
lot like the worst part. Yeah, it's the worst part of the Attitude Era was the fact that, I mean, people talked about that when AEW even showed up. We're going to have matches that don't end in disqualification. We're going to have matches that have to go towards the end of the match, and we're back to that conversation with WWE. We're back to like, okay, all these matches either are in disqualification or should be disqualification, and that undermines the whole fucking product in a lot of ways when it becomes overdone.
Well, that's why I like the way that they've booked the Wyatt Six, and I know not everybody's taste, not everybody's want, but you know, the tag team is the division they're currently working with. And it is not necessarily required anybody else to be involved. You know, they've made sure that it wasn't one note, and I appreciate that, because I agree with you. Like the Judgment Day, all of their shit involves a DQ, outside interference, or some other weird shit that doesn't need to be there. And the only difference between them and a lot of the factions that come to mind for people is that it has women involved.
Yeah, everything with the Seth Rollins faction, it's dumb to me.
Yeah.
I can't get into it because every time a match starts, it goes, okay, well, when do the bronze come out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or when does the other one come out? Like, it's not engaging to watch a match and just know that it's going to end disqualification. It was the worst part of the last solid year of the bloodline with Roman as champion, was there was no point in watching his matches because it was the last 5 minutes of the match that meant anything at all, and it always had interference that ruined the match. So you're like, there's no point in watching. You know what I mean? And we're getting really close to that with a lot of groups now. And I was like, in my mind, I'd rather see less.
Yeah.
I agree. And I feel like a lot of these factions, a lot of these situations rely way too much on Paul Heyman to make it have legs. Like
that, and same with AEW. It's relying on Don Callis now because he's got like fucking 20 people under his wing now.
Even though, well, Don Callis, I feel like he is not on the level of Heyman. No, I'm
not saying that. It's just more of the faction.
Right. He's their answer to it, but it's not the same. And the sooner they realize that Don Callis is best at a Jim Cornette Rock and Roll Express point than he is managing 20 or 30 fucking people, I think the better off they're going to be.
Yeah.
Well, they don't even use managers right anymore at all. When was the last time a manager hooked a leg when someone came off the rope? When was the last time a manager jumped on the rope to distract the ref? It's always somebody else's tag team partner. Say what?
Scarlett
and Cross, yeah.
Scarlett and Cross.
Did she ever hook a foot?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, she was probably the last straight up manager that we've had in a while.
Yeah, because after Vicky.
Yeah.
Vicky, yeah. And
then the one before that was Vicky Guerrero, who did this chip for Edge way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of anybody else who's been close. Like Zelina was.
Maybe to a certain extent at first before she started really wrestling on her own and making her own name, Julia Hart with the House of Black.
Mm.
I'll give you that.
Mhm.
I won't argue that point. But I think Julia at this point needs to be pushed, not used as enhancement.
Yeah.
Because this chick, she was injured and they were running promos that were not done by creative of AEW
Mm-hmm.
and they were lighting on fire.
Yeah.
You know, she was well beloved. She was the princess of the House of Black. She's very talented in terms of promo and execution, in my opinion. Marsh, do you have an opinion on Julia Hart?
Well, from what I saw, I thought there was promise. I don't know that I've seen enough of her in a while to say, oh, she's the next this, that, or the other. But I remember when she was first coming out, I was kind of like, and she first went dark. I was like, she might be able to do some stuff. I don't know that AEW is going to teach her how to do anything well, but
Well, her trainers is she's part of the Nightmare Factory. That she's been doing her work.
yeah.
And you can tell, especially with some of the influences of the moves that she takes, you know, to fortify her gimmick.
Yeah.
I have another awkward question. Do you think AJ Lee will add the Black Widow back into her repertoire? Or is she going to do something else?
That was the submission that she did, the Page took or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I think she has to use it. I don't think she really has an option there.
No. But also,
Even-
the big
Mhm.
question is going to be, what's she going to be like? Because I don't think that, from my knowledge, I don't think that she has been or was training.
My understanding is that she was.
I don't know.
Her goal was to get back into professional wrestling because she was really into it. That's
Yeah, I
probably
thought
why.
she was.
Yeah, she's
Man.
like she's smaller than she used to be because she took a lot of that weight off to work her neck, which happens with everyone. Like if you look at 2020 Sheamus versus Sheamus now, there's a significant change. I don't know. Like there are lots of unknowns, and not just returning talent, but current talent. Like I've noticed that WWE commentary has been naming things that aren't what they are to kind of push a different style of finisher now that they're actually using the word again. Like I think maybe 3 wrestlers have something like I enjoy Alexa Bliss's Abigail DDT because I think it accentuates her size and it takes that move and it makes it more vicious, more guttural, much in the same way of Raven's even flow DDT. The difference was that the way he executed the drop was different. But I've noticed some little things where they've adjusted the name for a very simplistic move that has never been used before by that particular talent. Like, do you think maybe it's a wellness thing or what do you think? I mean, you guys are awesome. So am I looking at this wrong?
No, I don't think you are. I mean, it's.
I feel like that they were trying to open up the conversation with like almost historical significance and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially depending on what you're doing. Like in the Cena matches, he's trying to do a bunch of the old moves and shit from the old guys. So, you know, Logan Paul suddenly did the zigzag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, you know, a back neck breaker or whatever the fuck it was before. But I think they're trying to highlight stuff like that. I think Corey's trying to tell a deeper story with the moves as opposed to McAfee and Cole on their own were just trying to get the story from the faces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the zigzag is nothing more than a modified sling blade at best.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every chance they get, they're like, "Oh, look, a Mexican destroyer." I'm like, "Come on."
It was a Canadian destroyer, but you're calling it.
Yeah. But it was great when like fucking Cena all of a sudden busts out pop rocks. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, and he used the Styles Clash, and that was fucking
Yeah, that's right. He
amazing.
did the Styles Clash. Yeah, so it's kind of cool to see Cena doing that. So he's not all just his 5 fucking moves of doom.
He started doing that. He did it when it was called the Code Red. He did that, I think, when he won 17 or 16.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did he?
He did it in Rumble years ago. Yeah. Because that was the whole thing. He came back and he had more moves, and it was like, oh shit. But people forget about that because they're just more into their narrative that he only does 2 things, that they forget that almost every match he tries to add a move.
Yeah.
Like, he was a surprising standout in OVW, and I think a lot of people forget that he wasn't one of those people that just showed up one day and had these moves. He went through and was properly trained, at least in WWE's term, to what they needed. Because I don't think he gets enough flowers for the amount of adaptation that he has used over the years and his match psychology. And I'm not always a Cena fan, but now that I've learned what I've learned, I have a greater appreciation of those 5 moves. Meant they were done to perfection, not done for the sake of doing them.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddie Prinze Jr. talked about it on his podcast, I think a year or 2 ago, that, being a part of the creative there, you get insights in a lot of things. He goes, one of the things that were really shocking to him was when he would try to talk to these guys about certain things or certain moves, or, hey man, I saw this clip and you'd done this thing. Why don't you do it anymore? And it always boiled down to Vince being like, pick 5 moves and make them work. Because the idea being like, you can do 1,000 moves and it won't mean anything. Or you could do 5 that all mean something. And on top of that, Austin had to change his style because he broke his neck, right?
Yeah.
Not that the pile driver was part of his style, right? But he had to change his style because his neck was. So how do you protect a guy who's barely getting on top and get another 6 years out of him? The idea with Cena was, let's not put him in a dangerous place to begin with. Let's get 20 years out of him now. You know what I mean? So it was done to protect them, to keep them from hurting themselves so they could be at every show, because they used to do so many house shows and shit like that. It was a means of protection.
It was like Dean Malenko, where he might have been the man of 1,000 holes as he was billed, but he kept to a very specific amount of moves that he would do.
Yeah.
Which there's another fucking guy that needs a Hall of Fame induction, because he's done so much for the business.
Malenko, yeah, he's awesome.
Like that's a dude that I would love to meet, Oh
yeah.
I know. I had a chance to meet him once, but I more or less just kind of froze because I was just like, holy shit, that's Dean Malenko. And then it was funny because who walks over to me in that instance but Kofi Kingston. So then me and Kofi start talking, and he's like, it's kind of crazy back here, right? And I was like, yeah, it's nuts. He's all like, I think about it all the time. He goes, it's not lost on me. He goes like, and he looks over and he glances, he's all like, so wild to have a match and then have fucking Dean Malenko walk up to you and talk to you about it. He's like, it still blows my mind. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Well, it's like when I went to that event because I helped Medusa do some photographs and stuff at an event nearby. And having that talk with somebody like Baby Doll, who rarely ever did anything close to the ring. And in that same conversation, have a talk with her daughter about what she's learned. And then to hear that my wife was hanging out with the fucking Sandman of all people. Like,
that was the best.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking story to that. She got termed computer girl because of what we do for Deuce. And it's amazing to hear, I got to see something that I will live as one of my best moments, Martian. I haven't told you this. I got to see Tessa Blanchard work with an independent talent and watch them go through a match. Like, people don't understand how awesome somebody like that is, because I went up and I don't mark out for anyone but Tessa. Tessa was my mark out moment where I was like, you were one of my favorite female wrestlers and I appreciate what you do. And she's like, I'm just a person. And I was like, holy shit. She just showed humility. That's counter to everything I've been told. I love you more.
I know.
Well, she was super engaging when I met her at a indie show.
Yeah,
Like super engaging, super appreciative, all that kind of stuff. Where I was kind of like, huh. We're in that same show. There's Sean Spears acting like he's the top shit of the fucking world.
Your favorite wrestler.
Yeah, fucking.
Oh,
But,
That is my bonding moment with Marsha's fuck Sean Spears.
That's
Yeah,
the
dude, fuck
fucking greatest. Oh no, but no, Tesla's always been very humble and and whatever. Whereas, like, you see people like, I don't know, Britt Baker.
Brett, yeah. Talk about somebody who's had to learn a lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice she's got a DM, but wrestling just isn't her primary focus, and you can tell.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, gentlemen and lady.
I think we're gonna do last call.
Yeah, we're gonna do last call. So, because we're hitting time here.
Then you do last call. I'll be right back to enjoy.
Okay.
All right.
So, guys, so lots of things we liked, lots of things we didn't like. This week. Next week is going well. ESPN's going to be interesting if you can see it, people.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. So
we'll talk offline. I'm gonna see what the hubbub is about. Because I'm like, if you're having all of these things, happen, you're bringing Brock Lesnar back, we'll probably have McAfee back. Oh, he rolled my eyes. All of
true,
this.
it's an indie.
Yeah, it's an indie, yeah. And on fucking ESPN, yeah. So, I mean, that's where I'm kind of like, okay, what's going to happen? And of course, the couples match. That's not something I wanted. Didn't ask for that. I'm interested to see. And then, of course, next week, Amanda has a big adventure. So Tuesday is going to be very, very interesting to see what's going to happen to fucking Amanda that weekend.
Okay, that's specific. I think tomorrow night we're gonna check out. There's a NWA affiliate that's out here, and we're gonna check them out tomorrow. And so I'll report back if they're good or what's going on with them. They're the ones who were supposed to bring in Sam Adonis and Brittany Brooks and all that, and fucking they all got canceled all of a sudden. Well, they've run like 2 or 3 shows since then, and like no mention. So I'm like, all right, I guess that's fucking weird.
We need to bring Brittany up. West Coast Pro needs to book Brittany, but they never book who I want. But then of course now, oh yeah, by the way, saw Carl Fredericks is the fucking man, dude.
Yeah,
got some great promos that he's doing. Got some advice from Ricky on that.
Carl's the best he's ever been.
Fucking Carl is fucking great. Now West Coast Pro, who I've been wanting to see smaller scale at home. Been wanting to see Gabe fucking Kidd. But guess what we're getting on the fucking anniversary? We're getting fucking Gabe Kidd versus Carl Fredericks. I was like, what?
I
don't even
think. Is that what you want?
I think that it's, well, I'm like, I don't want to fucking see a match where I have to, like, because Carl's great. I love Carl. So can't root for Gabe Kidd. But I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good one. And then the one they're having in Oakland on the card, Lee Moriarty, fucking the Bounty Hunter, Brian Keith. Fucking miss the Bounty Hunter. So those are some awesome things. But no, next week on Tuesday, NXT is going to decide the part of the fate of is Amanda going to be pissed on hard cam that Saturday? That Saturday at No Mercy? Or is Amanda going to be in tears?
I'm gonna watch because of you. That's it.
Someone else said that too. They go, man, the only thing to watch is that main event because you're going to be a spectacle. I go, either I'm going to be a fucking hot mess or I'm going to be angry and fucking throwing shit and never ever being allowed to ever go to a WWE event because I fucking ruined it. And I said, well, you know what? This is my song. If you want, you got to give the people what they want.
Yeah.
And I want that. And I don't ask for much, but I do. I would also like WWE Shop to send me my shirt I bought sooner than later so I can cut it before I go.
You need to give me a price because I want to pimp Amanda Wear 2.0.
You want to what?
Pimp Amanda Wear 2.0.
Oh.
You're sending me shirts. One I
Yes.
requested. I
have tons. I have a good thing to send it in. Thanks, Amazon.
Yeah, I need a price.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah.
Are we still doing the thing of positives, or did Marsh?
That's on your show. So if you'd like to start that,
may I?
Yes.
Marsh, may I?
Do whatever you want. I asked for your last call fucking 45 minutes ago, so you guys do what you want.
Sorry.
Well, this is part of our last call, bitch. Jesus.
Damn.
I am thankful for Marv because Marsh is whiny. Marv is just like toots and, our toot, Jokes aside, I am thankful for Marsh and Amanda for allowing me the ability to take some sick time, but still be a part of the product because I believe in Wrestling on the Rocks. I believe in Single Malt Studios. And I am thankful for our audience, very much so. I can't thank you guys enough for allowing me to be part of this.
Aww.
So that's my positive.
Yay. Yay. Marsh.
Isn't that right? Oh, now you?
Yeah,
your turn.
Your turn.
I'm glad that Bailey's doing what she's doing.
Yeah.
That they're giving her this fucking platform the way that they are, like that she's able to grab it, because there's been a lot of it's weird to have ups and downs with someone who's so regularly in WrestleMania. And so it also kind of makes you wonder how much of that may have even been part of the plan, right? Let's create adversary for her so she can take this route with it. You know what I mean? So we'll see what it all means at the end, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it overall.
Yeah, I'm glad she's got that. That when I saw that, I thought of you immediately. I'm like, oh, Marcia's gonna love this because she's kind of back in that fold. So it'd be interesting to see that. Anything else, Marsh?
No.
No? Okay, well,
no.
I'm thankful that you all joined us for another episode 1. I'm always thankful for that. 1, 2. Thankful for you putting up with my shit, everybody. I'm forever grateful. And then you know what? I'm thankful to every one of you who is listening, rolling their eyes, whatever you do with this thing, because without you guys, we're nothing. So donate some fundage over to Ref Marsh in Venmo or above or where. Well, to me, it's my whatever. Anyways, so you can do that. Buy some of our merch, whatever. So, guys, thank you for joining us on another episode 1. Next week on Wednesday, we're going to do it all again. But before I go on Amanda's greatest journey, I think I'll video document that one. Because I've never been to an NXT house show. And I'm driving to Florida, and I thought maybe there was a Buc-ee's on the way, but no, I'm in the wrong part of Florida. Anyways, so I guess Wawa it is, and I don't mind Wawa. I like Wawa. Anywho, so thank you guys once again, and that's last call. Cheers.
producer lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support and buy us a drink by putting the I in subscribe and reviewing our podcast. And cheers.
I would never have a drink with wrestling.